Hello, everybody. That 16th fret really got me right in the taint. That's Richie Castellano. How are you? Where'd you see him last, Andy? The beer gardens and fucking cool gardens?
It was so sad.
How are you, folks? Thursday. Thank Christ, one more day of this. I mean, I love the show. Anyways, great to be here. 866-969-1969. Why do you give the number out that quick? Because I hear other people doing it. So apparently, 866-969-1969. Thank you, Jonathan Keller, for contributing to my podcast. Big bucks. He's one of my regulars. Anyways, anyhow, let's get right to it. I walked in here and it said something about Trump. Jeff Sessions resigning or some shit, okay? I can't stay on the news around the clock, folks. I'm sorry. I have an hour and 10-minute commute, a white-knuckle commute in here from Westchester County, and didn't hear anything about it on the radio. But that's what CNN does. They put that on the chyron at the bottom of the screen, like something just... He didn't resign. Do we confirm that, Andy Flowers?
Confirmed.
So they were talking about, what, an old story?
Yes.
And so why'd this come up? Why do they have that on the chyron on the bottom third? I gotta stop with the cigarettes. I have more phlegm than Jed Clappett. What? Brendan cringes. Every time I do a shitty reference, Brendan cringes and, oh, God. Let me tell you, Kevin Ford, thank you for contributing to the podcast also. ConnectPal.com/Nick. Anyways, let's get right to the fucking... My agent called me. You know, I like it when you come out strong, right at the beginning of the top of the show, and you that's how you get the phone. Yeah, I know. That's fucking Radio 101. Thank you, Super Agent Burton, who, by the way, I love. He took me to the Fenway Red Sox 2013. Hadn't won a clinched a World Series at Fenway in 1,000 years. He got me tickets. We went together. Went to the Casket Flagon, and... You know, we beat St. Louis, and the rest is history.
That was 04.
How the Yankees... No, it wasn't 04, stupid. It was fucking 2013. At home. Fenway. We beat...
Who'd you beat in 04?
St. Louis. At St.
That's
Louis. Yeah, there you go. Why don't you go enjoy the fucking Partridge Family? Anyways.
Love that show.
So anyways, I printed this out like at, 2 in the afternoon. Report, Trump caves on DACA. Wants quick amnesty for 800,000 illegal aliens. He has since said that's not what happened. I guess he had some meeting. He's, he's acting an awful lot like a fucking what we call a rhino. But I know he wasn't a conservative. I've lived in New York for 20-something years, so I've watched him. I've watched the news when he was, he's a huge real estate developer and basically the president of New York City. So I knew he hung out with the Clintons and he gave money to this. I don't, not for 1 second that I believe he's a conservative. I thought he was right on the big issues, blah, blah, blah. But the whole DACA thing, and again, this was in the middle of the afternoon. Well, you remember what he said during the campaign? He was,
We will break the cycle of amnesty and illegal immigration. We will break the cycle.
A fucking unicycle.
There will be no amnesty. People will know that you can't just smuggle in, hunker down, and wait to be legalized. Not going to work that way.
Yeah, well.
He's lying.
I am not.
You are so, you big...
Liar, whore, and you know
it. I don't know. He had a meeting with the moderate backstabbing and Pelosi and the other douches, the left wing, and we don't know. I don't know where he stands after today. But he tweeted out a bunch of stuff that makes you believe that he's siding with a leathery nipple Pelosi and the fucking diabolical jerk off Chuck Schumer. Nick, why do you have to talk like that? Because it's my show. You don't like it? Put on fucking WABC, terrestrial radio. Anyways, at his White House meeting with moderates, according to The Hill, Trump is set to choose a legislative deal that quickly legalizes the nearly 800,000 illegal aliens on DACA without getting any pro-American immigration reforms in return. He actually came out and said, we'll worry about the wall later. We'll attach it to another bill. I mean, I got to believe this guy is the art of the deal, right? I got to believe something's coming on the other end. But what could that be? I mean, this guy's right. He's Mr. Deal Maker, and I believe him. I mean, he proved so many people wrong during but he's making me very nervous. Okay, and if there isn't something big coming, he's in deep shit, and the Republicans will never win another election. 2018, 2020, he's in deep doo-doo if he becomes one of these, talking out both sides of it. But this is what you got to remember. The Republican Party, jerk-off moderates, have been stabbing him in the back, so he had no choice, right? He's getting it on all sides. So he supposedly caved here, but he came out later this afternoon. He said, well, let me read the tweets, first of all, which makes me think he was caving in. Goddamn cigarettes. He says a bunch of tweets. He said, we don't have, in the meeting, he said, we don't have to tie a wall to this. We can put a wall in another bill. This is coming from a guy, Cuellar, that was in the bill. But he tweeted a bunch of immigration. I'm looking for his tweets. I did not like the tone of his tweets. No deal was made last night on DACA. Massive border security would have to be agreed to in exchange for consent. Would be subject to vote. That's from President Trump. Then he also said, does anybody really want to throw out good, educated, and accomplished young people who have jobs, some serving in the military? Really? What, did fucking Pelosi have him in a headlock when he tweeted that out? It's like when a Marine gets captured in Iraq and they have a gun to his head and, I like the food here, they're treating me well. It's the same horseshit. I swear to God. 866-969-1969. They have been in our country for many years through no fault of their own, brought in by parents at young age, plus big border security. And then later today he was going, it's going to be extreme border security. He throws in the word extreme. I mean, come on, Trump. Come on. And again, the media painting these 800,000 people like angels and, oh, they're in the military and they're all good people. 2,100 of them, by the way, criminals already going to be yanked. You know how many of them? Less than 900 are in the military, by the way, DACA people. And by the, DACA, you don't have to have do you realize you don't have to have been brought here, your parents? Yeah, no, you could have snuck in here. Yes, and you're still covered by DACA. And if you take courses, if you sign up for college courses, you're covered by DACA. Yeah. So, but he's making me nervous. But there's got to be something coming, right? And he goes, yeah, extreme border security. What does that mean? And he also said, what he also said about the wall? Something about... there's already a fence there. We're going to add to it. What's he doing? But nobody can grab. I don't know where he's coming from, which way he's going. Do you? Maybe that's how he is, though. It's the art of the deal. You don't know. He better have a big hammer on the other side. Imagine he comes out and he goes, this is what I got for the deal. We're going to let those 800,000 amnesty for them, but we're going to put all those statues back up. What do you think, folks? I think I have faith. He's a real deal maker, and I can't believe it. You think he's going to be rolled by fucking Chuck Schumer and leather nipples, Pelosi? I got to believe there's something on the back end, or is he just like the rest of them, folks? Is he just another politician? I don't think so. Make me nervous. They've been in our country for many years through no fault of their own. And like I said, you if you sneak in here, this is before 2007. I think everybody's protected. You can stay. It's really easy. And as far as the wall goes, I'll say it again. We don't need a wall. We need to militarize. Park, and we have a ton of even old equipment. Park 14,000 tanks for 800 miles. I want a soldier every 3 feet. I want drones. I want all the stuff, all the equipment that you're selling to local municipalities, police departments, all that military shit that you can't use. I want it on the border. I want you to go into homeless shelters, clean those people up, give them a gun. Come on, let's think outside the box, yo. Trying to sign hip. I don't know what he's done. I don't know how to make a fence. I don't know how to make a restaurant. But yeah, you got to admit, though, I mean, if he fucking campaigned on this, the wall, and, right? You're going to wake up to this every morning. It's one of my favorite songs. I played it at me and Melania. We had an anniversary party the other night. I played the mariachis. They're good people. So, he's a slippery one, but I got to believe there's something coming on the other end. Maybe it's tied to taxes. I don't know. But I don't want to hear it again. And they were talking about the mean income of the average of the 800,000 DACA people. It's like $14 an hour. In other words, they're pushing out other low-wage earners, Americans. And by the way, for people calling, white people aren't going to pick strawberries and watermelon. It's also construction workers, and you never mention that. It's probably more of that, actually. So I don't want to fucking hear it, okay? Get them out. Law and order. Somehow that makes you a bigot and a racist and But again, I printed this out hours ago, and then he comes on. We're going to have extreme security. What do you mean? Like extreme security? What does that mean? Like at an Usher concert? What are you talking? Usher. It's the best I could come up with. I'm not into hip hop. Give me the latest. Go ahead. The latest hip hop guy.
Brendan.
Lil
Soft serve.
Yachty.
Huh?
Lil Yachty.
Yeah, see, I'm not even going to pronounce that. Fuck that guy. Get him out of my country now.
Like the board game? Yahtzee?
Low Yachty?
Lil, L-I-L.
Oh, Lil.
Lil.
Yeah.
Yachty.
Oh, Little Yachty. Yes. No, I got some of his shit. Very good stuff. He's playing at a red light in Detroit one night. I got a fucking poison dart in the ass. What? What does that even mean? I don't know. Ask soft serve. So, how do you guys feel, folks, that vote for Trump? Are you getting nervous, do you think, or is this Trump? He got no support from the Republican Party, bunch of moderate, two-faced cocksuckers who haven't done, I don't know, anything for how long, and he's saying, hey, I have to get something done, so I have to side with these people for a little while. But it's going to destroy the base if he doesn't come up with something big on the back end. That's how I take it. Chris in Rochester, your thoughts?
Did Chris drop?
Chris in Rochester. The minute I mention his name, he drops off the line. Chris, call back. We're waiting with bated breath over here. Casey in Los Angeles. Casey, what's going on? How is Los Angeles?
I think it's actually going to rain here, believe it or not.
Is it really? Good.
Yeah, it might. Real quick, and I like the show. I'm not trying to beat you up. No Marines were ever captured in Iraq.
No shit, stupid. I said something off the top of my head, Casey.
I know. You got a show to run, and you made your point. But further, on the wall.
Yes, sir.
I don't think we need a wall. I agree with you about that.
Yes.
I think all we need is a van or several vans. You just fill the van. You drive the people down, empty the van, come back and fill the van again. You just keep doing that. And that's all you have to do. I think you just enforce the existing laws, and that's it.
How do you get them into the van?
You tell them to get in the van. I mean, I guess you have the police do it. You learn to say "get in the van" in Spanish, and then you fill the van. But all I'm saying is, I don't know that this is anything we need to spend billions of dollars on. I think it's pretty simple.
Yeah,
you just enforce the laws. Done. Enforce
the laws, but we can make a little more high tech too. But yeah, no, I agree. The laws are on the book, and wouldn't you agree? I mean, the Paul Ryans of the world, and I don't know, we're outnumbered here as far as the people that want to protect the borders, and it just feels inevitable to me. But it's not going to work because people are cretins. You can't have a country with no borders. And did Trump make you nervous today, Casey, with this whole DACA thing?
To be honest with you, I'm not necessarily a Donald Trump fan by any means.
Right.
And because of the state of the world lately, I haven't been watching the news.
Yeah. Okay.
This show's the closest thing that I get to any.
Oh, my God. I'm sorry.
Anyway, have a nice day. I was a Marine in Iraq. So that's one reason.
I was going to say, Casey, after I snapped that, I go, I bet you this guy served. That's why he's calling in. How would he know that?
No, it's all good, though.
No, man. Thank you for your service. And you put your neck in line so assholes like me can chew my mouth off. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's what I was thinking the whole time. I was like, you know what? One day this is going to be worth it.
Thanks, Casey.
All right.
Holy shit, a sarcastic son of a bitch, isn't he?
That's great.
Semper Fi, motherfucker. My dad was a Marine too, Casey, by the way. Didn't see much action. He guarded the front door of an AP in Beverly, Massachusetts. A&P supermarket. I stumbled on that. Could have been funny. So Trump says he didn't cave on it at all. And Paul Ryan came out and said, no, there was no agreement made. We were talking. Okay, what were you talking about, you pencil neck? Spit it out. No deal was made last night on DACA. Massive border security would have to be agreed to in exchange for, will be subject to vote. That was from Trump at 6:11 this morning, actually. Is he up there? He's already texting at that hour. Sitting on the turlet. I don't know. Let's go to Jason in North Carolina. He has an opinion on the DACA situation. Jason.
Hey, Nick. So here's the deal. I did 21 years in the Marine Corps, just like your previous caller.
Oh, God bless you.
Here's how this works. All right, so all these people keep saying that we have all these personnel that are DACA people that are in the military, and they're going to get kicked out as soon as we bring back DACA. That's not the way this shit works. If you're serving honorably in the military and you want to continue to serve, regardless if you're a citizen or not, you are allowed to continue to serve. They are given ample opportunity to become citizens. I had 3 of my Marines that served for me that became citizens of the U.S. And it's the same pathway, it's the same route that any other illegal person or any other immigrant that comes here. You take your nationalization test, you pass the test, you become a citizen. The military gives these people ample opportunity to do that. As far as Trump making everybody nervous, I voted for him. And, yeah, he makes me really friggin' nervous with the shit that's coming out. The prick needs to get off of Twitter and do his fucking job. That's what he needs to do, just like the rest of them.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, I don't want him off of Twitter, Jason, because the mainstream media is going to twist everything he says. So, but
you know what, Nick?
Yeah.
Fuck the mainstream media. We all know what's being passed through there, how it's being filtered.
Okay.
Well, it says Americans, we voted the man into office because we believe that he's going to do what we want him to do.
Yeah.
So if you're paying attention to the mainstream media and you voted for the man, you already know that they're one-sided. They're liberals. They're just going to go on their own agenda.
No, I'm not worried. I'm not worrying about you and I and people who voted for him. It's the other fucking morons that seem to be taking over the country that do watch that shit and take it as you know, Bible. Those are the ones I'm worried about.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, I do agree with that. You're absolutely right.
And as far as DACA and the military, less than 900 of these dreamers are in the military. And if you listen to Chuck Schumer and fucking Pelosi, you'd think it was half the military. They bring it up every time, and it's just a ruse. And you know, go ahead.
So here's the big question about DACA. If they've been here for 8 freaking years, haven't they had ample opportunity to become citizens?
Yeah. Yeah.
So why haven't they become citizens? Obviously, they don't want to envelop into our country. They don't want to be one of our citizens. So why keep them?
Yeah, no, I agree. And, yeah, it's just, again, he came out late today, Trump, and said there's no deal that's been struck and stuff. But, you know, he's not getting much help from the Republican. They're in, I mean, Jesus, they're controlling, we have the White House, the Senate, the fucking House. We're never going to have this opportunity again. And it's creepy, man. And guys like you put your neck on the line. And these politicians, it's just, I'm turned off by the whole thing. Thanks for the call, Jason. Appreciate your service, man. All right. Cigarettes, please. Greg in Texas, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing?
What's going on?
My roommate, he's actually a DACA kid. Now, I used to kind of be the same mind of you and, like, get them the fuck out of here at first, but then I started to learn more about it from, like...
Oh, so you're saying I'm ignorant on the issue, Greg? Is that what you're saying?
No, here's what I'm saying. Money. It's all about the fucking money.
Yes, it is.
We spend taxes on their fucking education because he grew up. We paid for his public school. We're paying for his college right now. Fuck. He wants to stay here. Let him stay here and pay all the fucking taxes he has to pay back that shit. Do you want to cut your losses, or do you want to make money? That's the way I see it.
Yeah, well, they
graduate.
No.
They money if he graduates, and you have a college-educated person who you can take property tax, income tax from. Now, look, I'm not a big fan of the whole taxes to begin with. I like my libertarian Republican stuff.
Right.
If I'm paying for a school, you better pay me back, and that's how he pays us back.
Fuck it. Get to the end of the line like everybody else. They're talking about citizenship and everything. Get to the fucking end of the line. Pay your taxes.
Oh yeah, no.
As far as all that goes, it's. Ugh. And by the way, they take more money out of the system than they put in. You can look that up, no matter what website.
True. But do you want to be? We're in debt, right? But we already gave money into them. But if they stay here for another 20, 30, 40 years, are we losing more? Are we losing more by kicking them out now, or keeping them and having them having them pay us money over that time frame?
Now, who says?
Like my friend, my roommate doesn't speak a lick of Spanish. He doesn't know anything in Mexico. He and many of the people like him are dedicated to being here till the day they die.
Yeah.
And if they're willing to pay taxes to the day they die, and maybe we lose $10,000 off this shit versus $100,000, and I'm just spitballing numbers here, but
yeah. And a lot of them aren't, and a lot of them aren't as productive as your old roommate, and that's what doesn't get talked about. That's what infuriates me. If you listen to the mainstream media, they're all just here to help us.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very simple. And just enforce the laws that are on the book. Militarize the fucking border. You don't have to build another wall.
Ooh,
and send the people
turn
to the
border into that game show Gladiator. Fucking put that on TV.
Here you go.
Green card Gladiator, green card edition.
All right, Greg. Thanks.
All right.
Take it easy, man. It's so frustrating. Mark in San Diego. I think he's a regular. Mark, what's up?
Hey, Nick, you're right. I have called in before.
What's happening?
I'm a Marine. Hey, not much. I mean, like the other Marines you talked to, I had Marines I served with that were not citizens of this country, but they've been serving for anywhere from 8 to 14 years. And they were working on their citizenship, but they were too busy with deployments to actually do the test. But the first thing they did when they got out was do the test. And on the flip side to that, I work in the technology field.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's so many Americans that are too fucking lazy to go out and learn these skills. So you got these people from these other countries, whether it's from, DACA, them just being here or anything, that they learn these skills and they come here, and we need those jobs regardless.
Yeah, but hold on. Let me stop you there, okay? But you're saying Americans are lazy to lose these skills. We've reported a couple times on this show. Was it Disney? Some high tech company was outsourcing their jobs to people from India, bringing them in, and the Americans that they were replacing had to train them. So that's not totally true.
Are you talking about like every technology company when you call the help desk and get some fucking dude in India?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm about as good at this radio thing as you are as good at the news thing, but it just is what it is. There are so many people. For every 5 people that are Americans that are willing to put in their time, do their service, get good at everything, you got these people that are willing to exploit every other American that's too busy looking at Kim Kardashian's ass.
Well, no, but we're mixing different things here. I'm talking about people, Americans, who actually have has skills, whether it's the tech industry or not. And who are we talking about? Google? I don't know who it was bringing outsourcing, having people come.
Any of them. Google, Facebook, Dell. Even when I was working in the Marine Corps, dealing with these people you get such a small scope when you're dealing with people.
Well,
in the
so,
United
yeah.
States.
So there are. You're saying Americans are too. No, I'm talking about Americans who already had jobs that had skills being forced up.
I'm not talking about every American. I'm talking about more so the newer generations.
Oh, I
who
see.
Look towards
Yeah.
it. Not too many of them are willing to put in the time and effort it takes. I mean, how many Americans these days that are kids that are about to turn 18? They're willingly going to go out and serve. I mean, I've been in Afghanistan. The Marines you talked to have been in Iraq, probably Afghanistan, other places like that.
Yeah.
I got into a bad accident when I was in Afghanistan. I got retired early because of it.
Wow.
So I work for a civilian company now. I mean, let's just say you've all flown some of the airplanes and stuff like that. But you run into these huge problems where there are a lot of people that just sap the system and they exploit everything. But at the same time, you have all these politicians that just say, hey, this is a hot button issue. Let's talk about it. It's just misdirection at its finest.
Yeah. Well, and both sides of the aisle, the right, the people on the right want the cheap labor in here. And the
Right.
people
And
the people on the left want to secure the vote for the next 100 years, so the Democrats are in power. So I got a break, Mark.
Hey.
But go ahead, real quick.
No, hey, I mean, that's it, Nick. I appreciate everything you talked about. I mean, fuck this DACA stuff. Let's talk about that missile that North Korea just launched over Japan.
Another one, or from a couple weeks ago?
Today.
Today they launched another one. Oh, see?
They launched another one. Japan issued a warning for everyone to shelter in place. And if we're on the coast and they find free of a missile, do not touch it. All this shit's happening, and we're just focused on DACA. And one step towards another, we get that much closer to a war.
We got to send in a covert operation, take that chubby zipper head out. All right, Mark.
Hey, I say let them hit somewhere that's not the U.S., and then, hey, China, no one, they can't say anything. We can just go in and level their country.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Mark, thanks for your service, too.
All right, Nick, 7-5. Thank you.
All right. Take care. All right, folks, 866-969-1969. The phones are lit up to the max. So when we come back, we'll take more calls. At the top of the hour, Dave Smith, who's a very funny comedian, Brooklyn guy. He's a libertarian. He's got a special out called Libertas. You gave me that. Where's the...
Right in front of you.
Sitting on it. You can also hear he's got his own podcast, Part of the Problem, or he's 1/3 of the Legion of Skanks with Big J Ogerson and Louis J. I didn't know he was the third guy, but he's I looked at his stuff online. He's very smart and informed. He's a big guy. He was a Ron Paul guy. That's how he became a libertarian. His first hour special Libertas is available now. GasDigitalNetwork.com. He'll be in here at the top of the second hour. Back after this. The top of the hour, very funny Dave Smith will be in here, a libertarian comedian. He's got a special out called Libertas. Available now on GasDigitalNetwork.com. We were talking the first segment about the whole DACA thing, and earlier in the day it was, Trump gave in and blah, blah, blah. I don't know what to believe. I don't know how to make a show. Now he's saying... Trump's saying, I didn't give it on anything, blah, blah, blah. And there'll be, and if he was talking about amnesty for these 800, and, his tweets sort of gave you the impression, like I said, Pelosi had him in a headlock and Chuck Schumer was kneeing him in the balls. And, but he's coming out and, backpedaling on that. I don't know. Maybe this is part of the art of the deal. You keep people confused. You don't know which way they're going. It's a dangerous situation. It's really a pain in the ass to follow, too. I think I'm going to go to sports and porn like the rest of the radio shows and podcasts. This is a real pain in the ass to look at people like Pelosi's wrinkled neck every day and just gives me a fucking headache. Steve in South Carolina, I'm sure he's a Democrat. Steve, go ahead.
Very funny, Nick.
Yes.
Well, anyway, when you talk about the media and the bias that they have,
yeah.
All white folks are racist, supremacists, and
only in your state. Only in your state, Steve.
and mostly law-abiding.
Yes.
Yet the illegals are called dreamers.
Yes. Yes, you make a good point. The Democrats talk more about the dreamers and they never even mention American citizens and their constituents. They are so hell-bent on sewing up that brown vote for the next 1,000 fucking years They've sold their soul. All they have left is identity politics. And some people, like one of my callers, said, don't worry what you see in the mainstream media. The real us people know the truth. But, the country's getting, people are sneaking in here. And who knows? We don't even know how many illegals are here. I hear anywhere from 11 million to 30. And God knows how many voted in California illegally. They're giving out driver's license to illegals. College Park, Maryland yesterday, right? They're going to let non-citizens vote in their local elections, which I guess has been going on for a while in a lot of different cities. So I think the writing is on the wall, and it's in Spanish. Your thoughts?
That is very true.
But you're right.
Oui, amigo.
All right. Thanks, David. But you really don't hear anything nice about the the American worker. And don't tell me they're not being affected by, they're doing jobs that white people won't. Please. That's enough to make me to move to Ireland. Let's take one more on this, and then I want to get onto a story. Did you guys see at Fenway last night? My hometown, which is politically makes me ill. Fucking liberal jack-offs. Some kids being really edgy. They unfurled a banner over the Green Monster saying racism is as American as baseball. Ooh, big statement. Can you I wish I was up there. I would have grabbed them, threw them off the ground. I would have how funny would that have been? See a couple of liberal faggots falling 37 feet onto their skulls. Ooh, big statement. You see how brainwashed they are? This could be the least racist country on the planet. You can make that fucking argument. You know why? We're the only country that's dumb enough to invite every different color on the planet to try to live side by side. And if it's so racist, you jack-offs sitting in your white privilege seats at the top of the monster, why are there black and brown people sneaking in here from all over the fucking planet if it's so racist? You still haven't answered that yet, you brainwashed fools. Anyways, the Sox lost. That's what pissed me off. Never mind this. Let's take one more call on DACA, or I call it caca. I'm tired of talking about it. It's all a big lie. I have a summer home in Dublin. Justin and Philly, you're the last call on this. Go ahead.
Hey, Nick. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, please. I've had enough of this country and these fucking liberal jerk-offs. Your thoughts?
Hey, well, first, indulge me this one thing. About 10 years ago, I saw you on a random Sunday night at the Cellar. And forever, you have stuck in my mind because you called out some poor Finnish tourist and you called him Hideki Matsui. And I have been, dude, I laugh about that at least once a week for the last 10 years.
The guy was Finnish?
Finnish?
Yeah, he was Finnish.
How did I get Hideki?
You said this Hideki Matsui looking motherfucker over here.
Oh, I must have been talking to the guy next to him. I couldn't have been talking to
him. It was hysterical. But anyway.
All right.
So
you sure that was me, Justin?
Dude, it was you. I was so happy because I saw you and Norton is the same night. I was like, holy shit, this is great.
All right.
So anyway, the DACA bullshit.
Yes.
So I was just listening to Tucker and they had this Tim Ryan from Ohio on.
I like Tim Ryan. Do you like him?
Well, I don't know. He starts spouting off about how you got 11 million, you got 800,000 kids. Sure, they're all kids. So anybody who's over 18 and is part of DACA is fucked, right? You're just going to keep the people who aren't adults. No, of course that's not going to be the answer.
Right.
And then he says, and we have 11 million. Then we have 11 million illegals. Bullshit. All right. So how about this? How about the Democrats started 800,000 kids who are actually kids? They're not 18. They can fucking stay. Everybody, and then only 11 million non-American brown people can stay. Are they going to agree to that?
I can't even follow you. Fucking you lost me there. But
I'm sorry. I'm saying the numbers are inflated. Like they say it's only 11 million this, 800,000 this. Yet they're going to import 40 million people.
No, you're right. The bottom line, Justin, is what does if this does happen, and they give these 800,000 amnesty, whatever the fuck you want to call it incentivizes more illegal immigration. Do you understand?
Right.
That's what it does.
Absolutely.
And people, and you don't have to be, you don't have to have been brought in here as a child by your parents, If you snuck in here, I think it's prior to 2007, and you were 16 or younger, you can stay. So it's
right. You got 30-year-olds that they say are kids that have been living here off the till.
Yeah.
But listen. The most important thing is be nicer to Finnish people. Don't call them Japanese baseball players.
All right, Justin.
All right, man. Later.
Take it easy. Oh, Justin in Virginia, line 2. I'm glad he brought this up because I wanted to touch on the whole Berkeley thing. Ben Shapiro's out there speaking tonight, and Justin.
Hey, how you doing, Nick?
Hey, what's up? What's the latest? I'm glad you brought this up because I had this in my stories tonight, and I wanted to know. I know the cops are allowed to use pepper spray. They're like, that's a big breakthrough in Berkeley. But what's going on? Has he spoken yet?
Right now, the protesters are already starting to kind of gather around the university. I mean, obviously, he hasn't come on to speak yet, but, the cops are already shutting down roads and stuff. But Antifa and all these people they're already starting to, gather around the university and stuff. And this isn't happening tonight, but Milo also came out today. And, last time he was there, I think was when a lot of this shit was going down. But he just announced today, too, that I think it's next week that the 24th to the 27th, he's making it free speech week down there. So there's going to be a lot of shit going on down there, too, next week.
It's beautiful. I'm glad you brought it up because I had this since September 6th. This is over a week. I've had this story sitting here about how the school's chancellor last month proclaimed a free speech week that will protect the rights of conservative speakers to appear on campus without harassment. That came after, the Milo and the Ann Coulter canceling and all that. And then Shapiro has been rebooked for September 14th, which is tonight, in a facility that seats 1,978 people, with 2,500 people expressing interest in buying tickets. But the school has just announced, and this was last week, mind you, that it's ordering the hall's balcony closed, cutting the maximum audience nearly in half, and the reason being fears of significant injury, that's in quotes, if something is thrown from the balcony or anyone falls over the railing. Now, who would do that?
Beats me, man.
It would be Antifa and people.
Man.
Yeah, exactly. People who wouldn't agree with Ben Shapiro. And so, they caved. That's my bottom line. Berkeley, they fucking caved. They made a promise about free speech, and they caved on it. And they're going, well, there could be violence. Yeah, left-wing violence, Antifa violence.
Yeah, it's fucking California too, man. It's what the fuck do you expect from out there? It's just I can't even express how much it fucking pisses me off.
Well, California's not part of this country anymore.
Yeah,
it really isn't.
That's a fucking
Any
truth.
white people out there? What are we looking at?
This Antifa kid.
Thanks, Justin. What are we looking at?
This Antifa kid on Fox.
Tucker Carlson. Is that an Antifa guy?
Yeah.
He's got an Antifa activist. Everybody's listening. Please, if you're not in your car, you're at home. Why you be listening home? I don't know. If you get an Escalade and you're hanging out with what's his name?
Get this giraffe.
Yakti.
Put on the TV and you can see. You please put on Tucker Carlson right now. You have to see this Antifa douchebag. I'm glad I used to beat kids up like this. I really am. But I saw this kid at a mall tonight. I'd cut his throat with a friggin' broken.
Good luck. Look at the size of that thing.
Look at the mop on this fucking jackoff. Of course, it's combed to the left. Look at that do.
Oh, look at how smug. You can see it in his facial expressions.
Just a smug. I guarantee you Tucker's eating his lunch.
I looked up and...
By the way, let me give you an update on the Berkeley thing. So it's only, 5:45 out there. So Shapiro probably speaking later, obviously, and it's already the last caller said it's building up. But yesterday, the Berkeley City Council gave policemen permission to use pepper spray. Oh, wow. That's a big deal, huh? They get to use pepper spray. To drive away protesters from attacking officers during violent protests that have plagued the city in 2017. Look how they just whitewash it. The 6-3 vote by the council came ahead of another planned speech Thursday. They're talking about Breitbart former editor, conservative political commentator Ben Shapiro, that's tonight, by the way. And the city banned pepper spray in 1997 as a crowd control weapon, though most law enforcement agencies permit officers to use it to disperse violent crowds. Greenwood, he's the chief of police, sought such permission at an emergency council meeting, saying it is preferable to batons and tear gas, which the city is allowed to use, but disperses far wider than pepper spray. The council rejected its use for crowd control on Tuesday, Can you imagine with this soft, but agreed to modify its ban and expand police powers to use it? The council warned officers not to use the pepper spray as a crowd control technique, but to use it instead for individuals who are committing violent acts upon other officers. Oh, not upon the speakers themselves? Did that ever factor into your thing? Just the officers. That's the only time they can use the pepper? Can you imagine all these caveats to use pepper spray? What is... Come on, it's over, folks. It's over. Somebody help me dig my bunker tonight up in the woods. Dozens of people lined up at City Hall to oppose arming Berkeley police with larger canister of pepper spray, saying it was too easy for officers to use and has the potential to be used on peaceful protesters. Oh, my aching stem. My aching stem. Berkeley, I hope it burns to the ground tonight. I hope Ben Shapiro makes his speech, he gets out of there safely, and I hope the place goes up. Do the whole country a favor. And anybody who would be living in Berkeley that voted the way I do? Anybody? You think one person? Maybe. They might have been there before turned it to Doucheville.
But could I grab this microphone and I beat your brains out with it because that's what she deserves. That's what she deserves.
I think Charlie used to hang out at Berkeley.
I've been there.
You been to Berkeley?
I was there at the Greek Theater, which is located on the campus.
You were at the Greek Theater?
Yes, for, as you can
for
guess.
What?
2010. 3 Fish shows.
Oh, God. I'm firing you tonight. This guy was at Berkeley. He went to 3 Fish shows.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's terrific.
But unfortunately...
The politics. Well, it's like San Francisco. Beautiful, but...
Yeah.
Can you imagine it's a big controversy to let the cops use pepper spray on the protest? Ben Shapiro speaking there tonight. Our caller checked in and said, yeah, they're already gathering with their faggy Halloween masks and their bike locks and their... I have to go home and watch Tucker to see him interview this guy with a Shemp Howard haircut. And like Andy said, you could just look how... He was so smug. You could just... I don't know. Back to left-wing douchism. 4 fans seated above the green monster at Fenway Park last night dropped a sign that read, "Racism is as American as baseball." Jesus Christ.
There's no crying in baseball.
Only in Fenway there is. During the 4th inning of the Sox game against Oakland, the sign was draped over the top middle section of the green monster. They think they're fucking edgy doing shit like this. It was up for about 1 batter. The individuals involved were escorted out of Fenway Park. One of those ejected, who confirmed their identity to CSN New England with a photo of the banner from a unique vantage as it was being unfurled, said the protest was inspired by Black Lives Matter movement. Oh, so, let me get this straight. The protest was inspired by a group that was created on a myth, which means your message is bogus. See, because Black Lives Matter was based on the whole Michael Brown thing. Remember that? And so that was born out of a myth. And these kids think they're being edgy. Racism is as American as baseball. That shows you how they have no history, no sense of history or whatever. It's exhausting. That's all they know. They think racism only exists in the United States. We invented it. We perfected it. It's just astounding to me. It's astounding. Yet again, tons of black and brown people want to live here. And brown people from all over the world sneaking in because it's so racist. Congratulations to the university. Dennis in Long Island, our cop buddy, he has an opinion on the pepper spray situation. Dennis.
Hey, how you doing, Nick?
All right.
I can't believe that I'm hearing that they banned pepper spray.
They tried.
You know, when I came on the police department, it was called mace.
Right.
And they went to a thing called pepper spray or whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's called OC. I mean, we used to carry it on the back. It was like a fire extinguisher. We'd just walk into the crowd and blast them all away. The only problem was, you had to make sure you didn't get contaminated. But
right.
It's one of the best. It's one of the best tools for stopping crowds.
Yeah, that's why.
You could also elevate it up to batons and things like that. But the pepper spray is, now it's a little different now. It's a little bit more cautious where you use it.
Yeah.
You have to do, you have to do a lot more reports now as far as exposures and stuff. But I would never think they'd ban it. We're in New York. If they banned it in California.
Well, they banned it back in 1997. They banned it as a crowd control weapon. And again, this is Berkeley. Fucking, God help us.
Yeah.
It really is, So now they're going to let them use it. But I love how they're going to let the cops use it. But the council is giving them, tips on how to use it and who to spray.
Yeah, I know.
It is unfucking believable. Look, California. I mean, it's, and again, not all of California, but Berkeley. Holy Christ, are they out there?
One of the worst things you could see is like civilian review boards and stuff like that. Because most civilians, I know they're looking to do the right thing, but they don't know how police work. They don't get the job. You mix them in with police work, and that's what happens. They wind up banning, the tools that the cops have to use. It's kind of ridiculous.
Yes.
So, it's not kind of, but it is.
No, you're right. And it's like, it's like politicians, telling the military how to fight over in Vietnam or any war and tying in one.
Correct.
It's the same thing, only on a smaller scale. Unbelievable. Dennis, thanks, man. We appreciate the call.
Thanks, Nick.
You got it. Well, that's why I laugh. I laugh at our whole system, and it didn't really dawn on me until Obama was president that the president is the commander-in-chief of the military, of the whole military. Can you imagine having someone like president of the Harvard Law Review? He's the one telling fucking soldiers how to fight. I mean, come on, folks. How much more do you need to know? What a farce the whole world is. Oh, we got an update from Brian in California about Berkeley. Brian.
Oh, hey, Nick, how's it going?
Good. What's happening?
Can you hear me, man?
Absolutely.
People are freaking out, dude. It's crazy. Real quick, I just want to plug my podcast, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
Brain on the Brink. It's like a Bill Burr style. Fuck. Sorry. It's crazy here, dude. There's Antifa everywhere.
Good. Start busting some heads. I hope you're well armed.
Dude, I'm getting sprayed.
All right. Take it easy, Brian.
It was among the Italians.
What are you doing, Andy? That was among the Italians out in Berkeley?
Wrong mouse.
Do you understand how funny that was? It's among the Italians out in Berkeley. Oh, God damn it. Fucking people.
Why is everyone so fucking stupid? Why aren't more people intelligent like me?
I don't know, Kim Jong-un. So can we get an update on that situation? What am I, fucking Greta Van Susteren here? Can we get another missile over Japan? Did Chuck drop off? I was going to grab Chuck from Boston because he's so right. Kim Jong-un is a bunch of fucking talk. I've been saying that. And you're like, yeah, but he just shot a missile over Japan. So what? It probably landed in the ocean. He's just begging for us to fuck him up. So what are we waiting for? Trump's too busy giving Chuck Schumer a hand job in the Rose Garden. Come on, Mr. President. Step it up. Anyways, what's up?
You're 100% right.
About what?
North Korea fired a ballistic missile Friday morning and flew over Japanese airspace before crashing into the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah, into the Pacific Ocean. Guys getting
launched
no
at 6:57 a.m. Eastern direction, nearly around 2,300 miles, passed over Japanese airspace. Blah, blah, blah.
Let's go to Brian in Sacramento. He says America is what it is because of protests, which is partly true. Hey, Brian.
Hey, how's it going, Nick?
Good. What's happening?
Hey, I'm a first-time caller. I actually only have listened to about 25 minutes here on my commute. But I just noticed that, the conversation seems to surround, protest and the police's the importance of police and their ability to use violence or, force to break up crowds. I agree. It's really important that they have tools.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's really important also that, the reason the Constitution was established the way it was.
Yeah, I know where you're going. I know. Freedom of speech, protest. Yeah, it was.
No. The reason you were saying that the president shouldn't have authority over the army to wage war. Well, the Constitution.
No, Brian, you missed me. You know, that's not what I said. I'm laughing at somebody as liberal as Obama, who's so anti-military, leading the military. That was my point. I didn't say anything about they shouldn't have the. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
I just find it
but
funny.
you see what I might have heard because you have a lot of what you're saying surrounds violence, like this faggot, this beat this up. All I'm saying is that it's really important that the people who are given the authority to do violence, the police, the military, that they're checked by our democratic process. That's it. And that the president, sometimes it's going to be a peaceful angle, and sometimes it's going to be maybe a more hawkish angle. But be real careful that.
A peaceful angle? Where'd the peaceful angle come from? Obama's the one who said he wanted a civilian armed force as big as the military. So he's just as bad. Did you have a problem with that?
Our military is all volunteer anyway. But what I'm saying is that, when we go and perpetrate violence overseas, it's important.
Oh, yeah. Okay, you know what? You're a fucking left-wing loon for me. Get him off the fucking phone. Please. Fucking 19 fucking talking points from when we go and we commit violence overseas. Yeah, and it's all unprovoked, right, stupid? North Korea just shot a missile over fucking Japan tonight. But if we go over there and fuck them up, you'll have a problem with that, too. Give me a fucking break. Jesus Christ, California, wake up. Fucking sacrament. What are you saying that for? I was making fun of somebody as liberal and as anti-military as Obama running the military. That was my point. Well, this country was born on protests. Yes. But you don't front, it was also born on free speech. You don't shut down when Milo goes to Berkeley or Ann Coulter and bust up the town and light it on fire. Is that too fucking difficult a concept for you to grasp? Sacramento? Back after this. That's the very funny Dave Smith, who is in studio with us. He's got a 1-hour special, Libertas, available now, gasdigitalnetwork.com. He's also got his own podcast, Part of the Problem, or his 1/3 of the Legion of Skanks with Big J. Okerson and Louis Gomez. For all his dates and info, follow him on Twitter at Comic Dave Smith. Thanks for coming in, Dave.
Thank you so much for having me.
Before tonight, many people when I first got this gig, kept saying, are you going to have a day? they brought your name up all the time. And I was embarrassed not to know who you were because, I just stay at my house and fucking watch TV and I prepare for 2 hours and I come in here. I really, my scope of life is shrinking. But everybody that brought you up said he's funny and he's smart. And I watched a lot of your stuff online and they were right on. And so good to have you. You're a libertarian.
Yes.
Right?
Hardcore libertarian.
Can you define that for me? Because I've got 9 different definitions from Ari Shafir to,
Yeah, well, to me, right, there are way too many, I guess. But to me, it's all about like libertarians just believe like you have natural rights. Basically, you're free to do anything you want to do as long as you don't infringe on someone else's natural rights. And belief in private property. So what we say is just narrowed down to just like the non-aggression principle. Like you have your property, you own yourself, you own your work, you own what is produced of that. And I think if it's stolen from you, whether it's someone who comes and mugs you or a government threatening to throw you in jail for not paying up, it's all the same moral shit.
It's hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Seriously. And I have a private property sign and I live up in Westchester. You can tell my neighbors hate it because they're all kind of fucking lefties and shit.
Yeah.
And people come down my driveway by accident and I go, what are you fucking doing? I'm making issue of it. I go, there's a fucking sign right there. Some of them laugh nervously and back out, but there's some, they go right by the sign. They turn around on my driveway.
I'm all for you shooting those people.
Yeah,
is what I'm trying to say.
But
I think also, regardless, I just happen to be convinced by reading a lot of libertarian shit that that's the best way to go, and that's the answer, or and that's just right. It's just morally correct.
Yeah.
But I think of our time, the big issue really has just become whether you're on board with this left-wing craziness or you're anti this left-wing craziness. I've almost just kind of come to the conclusion, whether you're conservative, whether you're right-leaning, whatever it is.
Thank you.
And it's just because I come from a left-wing background. I'm from a single mother in Brooklyn. I grew up just assuming left-wing was the way
gross.
to be. Yeah, no, I know. I'm repenting is what I'm saying right here on the Nick DiPaolo show. But you know what I'm saying? I came out, but it's just if you're just being honest, You're like, this is crazy. Like what's happening right now is actually craziness. It's actually all the conservative shit that I dismissed as a kid has come real. Like the shit where they'd be like, oh, you can't allow gay marriage, and then they'll start coming after your kids. And I'm like, all right, shut up. Just allow gay marriage. And like gay marriage is legal, and the next year they're like, kids should be transgendered. And you're like, holy shit.
Yeah,
the conservatives were right.
I've said that I've said that 1,000 times on this show. You know, conservatives back in the 40s and 50s were on the wrong side of a lot of big things, civil rights wise and shit, and they were the dopes.
But a lot of them were on the right side.
And the
of
right
that,
side too.
You know,
you're right. But I'm saying now, like you said, it's either this crazy PC. It transcends everything.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on in Berkeley tonight? What's going to go on and stuff. But Ron Paul was sort of the guy.
That's my guy.
That's your guy.
I think he was, and I agree with him. And I guess that's where I disagree with a lot of conservatives. But I think he was right about all the war stuff too.
Well,
I think all that stuff was crazy to get into. But I also think the right wing has done a better job of reflecting on that than the left.
But was he a bit of an isolationist as far as foreign policy?
No, but I mean, his thing is like,
what was it? I can't remember honestly.
Well, his whole thing
I
is,
always like what he said about fucking auditing the Fed. And I was on board with all that stuff.
He's like, however much spending you want to cut, take that and double it and cut that much spending and audit everything about the government, reveal everything they're doing, no more cronyism. But the foreign policy stuff, Ron Paul's thing was just that the whole thing is like a military should only be used to defend our country. And if someone attacks our country, fine, we defend ourselves. But you don't go over to make sure they have democracy in some fucking third world, godforsaken part of and then go, oh, we're just going to park ourselves there, kill hundreds of thousands of people, lose thousands of our own, and have what we have now.
But let me play devil's advocate. We parked people there in Korea, right? And other parts, Japan. And does that not have kept the peace to this point?
There's still a war in Korea. We're still, the exact threat that was going on in Korea is still going on. It's worse than ever.
I know, but if we pulled out of there, it would be all fucking North Korean.
Well, look, I don't know what would have happened. The North Korea thing was kind of a result of us partnering with Stalin to win World War II and the aftermath of that. And but I will say, like,
what was that called? The Marshall Plan?
Look, it worked pretty well in German. Like, but to me, it's like, with Germany or something like that, you could use as an example, like we bombed the shit out of them, and then at least the West part came back.
Right.
But it's like, the East part tried socialism, and it was a nightmare, and the West part tried freedom.
Right.
Peace and freedom is like what works out best for people.
So do you say bring everybody home?
Everyone.
And again,
Everyone.
when Ron Paul was the thing, I loved a lot what he said, and I sort of agreed with it. I would say, bring everybody home, but you have to make a statement, a declarative statement to the rest of the world. We'll do business with you. They need us.
Oh, business! I'm all about doing business.
No, but I'm saying, you say to the rest of the world, we'll do business with you. But if a hair gets mussed on one American's head anywhere, we're gonna fucking melt you down.
Well, look, I'm fine with that, but it's also like
Tony Soprano type of foreign policy.
I don't even completely agree with that, because I kind of think like if some American goes to, like, let's just say that we're not at war.
Poster off a wall.
Well, but the kind of thing is, what are you going to do, man? I mean, we tried to get him back and he died. That's terrible they did that to him. But I'm just saying, like, if some American goes to some godforsaken part of the world and gets killed, that's kind of where you look at the other Americans and you go, that's why you don't go there.
Oh, I know.
And, you stay here. It's like, I don't want to go start a whole war because you went to some crazy place and got yourself killed.
So you think we're a bit too... You don't believe in this, we have to be the policeman of the world.
Right. I want to limit government in every sense, and I think
except for the military.
I think it's crazy to have to spend $1 trillion a year maintaining this empire. It's like it, and I'm just like, for what? I mean, for what? Look at what we did in Iraq and Afghanistan. We're still in Afghanistan. The Taliban has more territory now, and I also think like Bush and Obama both just failed catastrophically. Like the record high spending, the record high military spending. This is bad, man. This is gonna like come back. That's what none of these kids realize on the left wing while they're like protesting microaggressions.
Yeah, all that spending, but you got fucking what's his name out there? Bernie Sanders talking about wants to have a one-payer system for healthcare, and Medicare is about to go bankrupt in 15 years, and that's what he wants to base it on.
We have like $100 trillion in unfunded liabilities, and his answer is to just start promising more in money.
I think it's all too big, and we can't fix any of it.
I also think Bernie Sanders is a con man. I've come to that conclusion.
Yeah, I heard you say that.
I don't believe it anymore. I've just like seen too many things in him where it's like, oh no, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Like you're like, okay, so you're like
Dave. He's a Jew from Brooklyn. Come on.
I do kind of love that about him. Like he could almost always win me back just with his like Jewiness. They're like. I'll be like, single parent makes no sense. And he's like, oh, let's get a bagel with lox. And you're like, all right, you son
This
of
is
a
why
bitch.
this show, nobody would say that on another show. This is why this is a good show.
We can finally start getting into the real meat of it. No, but the motherfucker makes like $1 million off his book about how it's evil to make $1 million. And you just start going like, you know what? This sounds a lot like a guy. You looked at the thing where he pays 13% in tax and then gives like another 2 or 3% of his money to charity. So he gives like a total of like 16%. And then he's sitting lecturing everyone.
What's the first thing? Well, that's the typical liberal.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
Yeah.
You know, fucking do as I say, not as I do, whatever it is. The first thing he did right after the election was go buy a $600,000 house up in Vermont.
It's unbelievable,
remember?
dude. Yeah.
And now they're looking at his wife and her finances.
Well, you look at Hillary coming out just to fucking. It's like you even see Hillary Clinton. What a whore she is for this shit. Like she's coming out. She's making herself look pathetic.
I know.
Absolutely pathetic. But she knows this will be a big book driver, and we can collect one more check. It's like, oh, you know what? We were planning on collecting all this Clinton Foundation money that didn't come through, so I got to go pimp myself out for one more round just to make a. Obama goes and speaks and makes $400,000 in front of these bankers. Like I don't know. Anyway, all this shit. But anyway, I just love making fun of all of them, and the left wing kids just losing their mind is. We might be losing the country, but it's funny.
That's your best point so far, though, because to me that transcends all of it. The shutting down of the free speech and the indoctrination that's going on college campuses and has been going on.
Yeah,
and the fucking mainstream media. I've been making fun of it since I was 20, before I even followed politics. Going, how come they're fucking? Can I see a Budweiser commercial with 3 white guys? And I've heard that fucking argument. Well, you're trying to draw as many eyes as you can to the product. No, it's beyond that.
It's almost like we've poisoned the culture now that they want to make sure people are just going to, everyone's going to, it's not even like it's hard to even have freedom like when you have a culture this fucking poisoned, because it's like you want to be like, oh, just let people do what they want to do, but now everyone's going to be outraged, and so everyone's got to like cater to that. Like, oh shit, well, we don't want to do anything that might outrage this generation that's been like, look, like I just think it's. Like you said, they control the college campuses, the media, the government, the deep state, like everything. Everything is controlled by this left-wing thing that basically says, I like the libertarian angle of like, look, if someone wants to live an alternative lifestyle, they're free to do that. Let them do their thing. But now it's like the left-wing thing is like you have to praise the alternative lifestyle and demonize like traditional lifestyle, and you have to praise transgenders. Like that's normal, and not being transgender is abnormal. Like, sorry, that's not the way it is. And like,
yeah, the nuclear family is the enemy of fucking Marxists, and that's who they go after. That's why every dad's the jerk off in the commercial and the sitcom.
Well, that's right.
Again, I read this book years ago, Judge Bork, Slouching Towards Gomorrah, and it changed my life, because I was thinking all this shit, and somebody. You know, ever read a book when they go, oh my, somebody clarifies it for you, somebody very eloquent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why? Why is the dad the dick? Why is the white guy always doing the stupid fucking dance in the commercial next to his well-dressed black boss and shit? My friends would be like, you're fucking crazy. And then I read, read that book and it explains it all.
And I feel like probably you like even it was almost even more like it's just become so much more naked and obvious. Like they don't even hide it anymore over the last 10 years. So like 15 years ago, if you were saying that, you're like, is it just me or is it always that the dad's dumber?
Right.
And now they're just like right out like, yeah, check your white male privilege. And that's and they're just, I mean, I said the left is just very obviously like they're anti-white, anti-capitalist, anti-Western, anti-Christian, and anti-male. Yeah, but very, very anti-male. Very anti-male. And I hate that. And that'll fucking destroy your country, too. I think it's funny, like, these left-wing guys have no idea. There's no idea, like, it's like, we should disarm America. We should have all these programs like this. You know, and you're like, you know what you need to disarm people is, like, men with guns. Right? Like, you don't even understand that. I read this feminist thing where they were talking about how, like, we need a revolution against men, and they need to, like, reduce men to 100,000 people. You're like, yeah, you need to, okay, let's see who wins that war. You fucking maniac.
You can't handle the truth.
You dirty, filthy hose. I'm just the emasculation. Everything is built. And the feminist movement is at the core of political correctness. It surpassed the civil rights movement. It grabbed onto their coattails and it blew right by them.
Which is such bullshit because there was never a thing. The feminist argument is all kind of, look, obviously there were like gender roles that were fucked up for women in the past, but there were gender roles that were fucked up for men in the past. Right. And to be honest, it's not even clear that one was better than the other. Like, go talk to my grandmother and grandfather. They're a typical couple who got married in the mid 40s. Okay, they're pretty typical. So gender roles would have made it so that my grandmother probably couldn't have earned as much as a man if she had wanted to. She was a housewife, but if she had wanted to, she couldn't have. Maybe she would have been put in a certain corner of society and not in others. My grandfather, gender roles put him in combat fighting in a war, and then they put him in a fucking factory for the rest of his life to like kind of break down just in a tough life. No one would have debated, including my grandmother, that he had a much tougher life than her. But the whole feminist narrative is like it was just worse for that. Now the thing about black people, that's kind of true. Like there were fucked up laws that kept black people. So, but the idea that feminists jumped onto that and then overtook it, you're right. Yeah. And I also think that's why they hate Trump. That's why they hate Trump. Is because the really thing is that he's an unapologetic man. That's what it is. Well, it's not the deportations. No. They're down. Obama deported more people. It's not any of this other shit.
No. I said it to my wife when he got elected. I go, do you realize he embodies, for the left, he embodies evil. Yeah. Blonde-haired, blue-eyed, Christian, fucking alpha male with $1 billion.
But just my point is that he's not the super Christian-y guy. I mean, he's Christian, but it's not like Trump's out there. Trump's a guy who's like, socially speaking, a guy who's married a lot of different supermodels, who's the first pro-gay marriage president. Like, he's not, it's just that he goes up there. I feel like he's a white male who's just like, I got a hot wife, I got a great big company. I'm not like, I know that I probably built it on the back of others.
And that's why some black people liked him. Yes, but that's why some black people liked him.
Yeah, because that white guilt, that left-wing thing is a white thing. It's not really. They bring a few brown faces to put up at the front, but it's a white thing. Black people do respond to that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I and I've said this many times on the show that when I do racial shit on stage, whatever, over my 28 years, 9 out of 10, I've never really got any guff from people of color. I've had a couple people walk out, but it's always young white kids who have pissed at the stand or whatever. And I have lesbians in my face on the sidewalk. That's
it's so funny, man.
Which I like.
What's more ridiculous than you look at like these you look at these kids on like college campuses, and it's like you're like a college kid in a first world country in 2017.
Ooh,
you're
how put upon.
Right? Like you're like amongst the richest, freest, most privileged people who have ever existed, which is like good for you. Like go take it. But then you're obsessed over like who's like oppressing you. And you're sitting lecturing everyone else about their privilege? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Perpetual victims. It's my dad, and Andy's dad was at 93. My dad's 80 and stuff. Like these millennials couldn't even relate to an old man. My dad who did it right and was it's.
And had tough,
they're all going.
And the truth is, like that stuff. It's almost the impulse that the left plays on. And there's something there. They just lead it in the wrong direction. But they're like, you're privileged or you're this. And the truth is that, when Obama said the thing like, you didn't build those roads, you didn't do this. It's like, he's justifying it to say you should pay more taxes, which is retarded. But there is something to be said for like, what? All of us living in America today have fucking so much better lives because of the men and women that came before us that worked really fucking hard and had way harder lives. And we get these nicer lives. And if you're going to talk about the system in America and all this, maybe put 1 ounce of fucking like respect for all the it was like none of these kids they were just racist. That's how we got here. That's why we live like this, not like Central Africa, because of racism.
All those World War II, all the people they shit on, the middle class, went to fucking war. Irish, Italian, by the way, most of them. And they're glad to see him go. And remember the knockout game when Obama was in office? Every day I'd put on the internet, it would be fucking 2 young kids knocking out an 82-year-old white guy in Washington and shit. But no mention of hate crime. And
well, that's not a hate crime. That's just crime.
It's a game. No, it's a game.
But that's the thing is, it's just crime. Game. It's just like another crime statistic if it's a black guy against a white guy. That's the. And by the way, and I do like, it's like I'm fine with criticizing America and what America's like fucked up with and what we shouldn't have done. And I don't think we should have fought the war in Vietnam. And I don't think we should have gone to Iraq.
Yeah, but
and
it's a cottage industry now.
But I just got. It's like you got to have some perspective. It's almost like still, even if we fuck up, you got to understand like. I don't know. The big left-wing thing that they can't deal with is that they hate Western civilization, they hate white men, they hate capitalism, and then you just go like, okay, well, point to one country that doesn't have that, where gay rights exist, or women's rights exist, or there's anything. It's the only place where you have a shred of any of that shit.
For the love of Christ. That's why I'm looking at a place in Syria, a 2-bedroom basement.
And it's still going to be like more than you feel like it should be. Like it's like 2,500 still. That's all it comes down to.
866-969-1969. Currently talking to Dave Smith, very funny comedian, libertarian, by the way, and he's got the special is Libertas. It's available on gasdigitalnetwork.com, and he's got his own podcast, Part of the Problem. And he's 1/3 of the Legion of Skanks with Okus and Louis J. Gomez. So Chuck in Boston, who's been away. Chucky, what's going on? What's the latest in North Korea?
Well, I got a point of view on that.
Yeah.
Now, if you remember when the movie Seth Rogen and what's his name, James Franco, the interview,
Yeah.
and Kim Jong, whatever the fuck his name is,
Yeah.
that you show that movie, shit's gonna happen. Well, there was movie theaters that showed it, and nothing happened. and years ago, I don't know if it was him or his father, I think it was him,
Yeah.
that they showed footage of Top Gun and tried to say that it was their jets, right?
That's
You remember
right.
that?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. So he said he was going to shoot missiles towards Guam, but somebody that's fucking crazier than him said he will come down with fire and fury on
Yeah,
your
I
ass.
know.
And he backed off.
I know.
So he's not going to do shit. So here, you want to get your fucking radio show worldwide famous? Start a GoFund. Figure out a way to get information to the people of North Korea. Start a GoFundMe page to raise that type of money, and then send the information out every day on your radio show and see what happens for the next 2 months.
I'm going to do that starting tonight. I'm going to wrap my mother in tinfoil.
Figure out a way to get information to the North Korean people, and then start a GoFundMe page and make sure people in South Korea get the link.
I already did that, Chuck. I did a special called Inflammatory, and it was on CISO, and those fucking Koreans turned their nose up at it. All right, Chucky, thanks.
Give it your best effort.
Chucky's always thinking out of the box, and we say, we got to take a break. We'll come back with more Dave Smith. Take your calls. Want to talk about Motel 6. They were doing a good thing yesterday, but apparently, like I predicted last night, they shut that down. They were cooperating with ICE, which I think is a fucking good thing. I don't know how you feel, Dave, and I can tell by the look in your face you disagree. We'll be back right after this. Final segment on a Thursday night, and we're currently talking to Dave Smith, libertarian comedian, very funny, very smart, Brooklyn. He's got a 1-hour special, Libertas, which is available now on gasdigitalnetwork.com, and he's got his own podcast, Part of the Problem. So check that out. Hit him up on Twitter, @ComicDaveSmith. And, yeah, you just made some great points in between the breaks. We're talking about, but the PC stuff, like you said, I thought the conservatives, like you said, they had some back in the 40s and 50s. They're on the, at least it's been painted they were on the wrong side of
Well, it really was Democrats who were the ones. Like it was
yes,
the people.
If you look at your history of Democrat
I
Party.
think honestly, if the liberal spirit or the freedom spirit, people who believed in that, I think were always the ones fighting for like abolition or repealing Jim Crow. But there definitely were there were whatever. I guess if you were a conservative in the South before the 50s and you were trying to conserve things, you were probably trying to conserve some policies that aren't, the best.
Conserve your culture.
Yeah. But, right, how much of the culture was lost? Pat Buchanan said that best, where he said America won the Cold War and lost the culture war.
Yeah.
And, you just go if you turn on media in the 50s or 60s, any movie or TV or anything like that, it's like this, gee, Pa, can I help with the yard work?
Yeah.
And you're like, man, where did Father Knows Best turn into, some rapper, shove your pussy in my face. And this is just a couple
Isn't there a
generations.
happy medium? Can we have Mike Brady? I don't know.
But it's a crazy thing to live through that. And then to see, just in the last 10 years, how much the culture's changed. That's bananas to me. Where you're if you take the position Obama took in 2008, which is that marriage should be between a man and a woman, and transgender.
And then he bangs a Yui on it. Nobody calls him on it.
Right, and he
Marxist
said transgenders shouldn't serve in the military.
He
All
said
this
that
stuff.
too.
Yeah, and
Yes.
kept it in place for 6 years. And that's fine. Now you're a Nazi. If you take what Obama, what the most progressive president in 2008 said now you're a fucking Nazi.
Okay, but who's calling you a Nazi? And does it really, if I say whatever, well, I guess because I'm a comic, but I guess if you're at work in the workplace and you said something, I guess you get booted. I'm not really feeling it.
You have been relegated to this, okay? You should be on a network somewhere. You decided to be an honest fucking
Dave, I'm clearing
racist.
18.5 here. You know what? I appreciate that, but I think I'm, as Bill Parcells said, you are what you score, you are what your record is.
No, but look, it's a thing where
I was leading the charge. I should be a little bigger than this.
Patrice said this once, and he said it about him and you.
He said, "Pass the orange shrimp."
He said, "I will be alive forever," and I was like, "I believe you, Patrice."
Did he say?
He said him and you. He goes. There's just a ceiling to where someone like you or him would ever go. He goes, because no network will ever put me or Paolo just in a position where they're just like, oh, okay, you can because they know, well, at any minute we could say something that'll just ruin. And so that's, it does I don't know. It's all around you, man. That PC shit is everywhere. And they do try to pick people and ruin their careers. You see that shit. And you see these guys Ben Shapiro and Milo and people who are to me, not, Ben Shapiro's pretty good, but to me, Milo's a moderate.
Yes.
Milo's a moderate.
Extreme. No, I know. Oh, you mean
Milo's politics are moderate. Yeah. He smacks down left-wing shit beautifully. Yeah. And then if you ask him what he wants to do, he'll say these things that drive me crazy. He's like, well, there is some role in government to assist women who are having babies. Shut up!
Yeah, you were doing so well. You're doing so well.
But he should be able to speak at a campus. Jesus.
Well, but isn't it ironic, these Antifa fucks with the anti-fascism signs beating up people who fucking... they're the definition of fascists.
Right. It's it's
fucking hilarious. The fucking irony. It's lost on people.
They're the anti-fascists. They just happen to be on the communist side. They're we're the communists who are anti-fascists. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. They're oh yeah, we can't have fascism come here, so we have to intimidate people out of speaking and break storefront windows.
And do it while our faces are hidden. A lot of balls, as Tony would say. A lot of balls. But before you came in, I was talking about this anti-racism ban. You can't get away from it. I'm exhausted. I thought I wanted to do this show. I like to touch on culture. I don't like to get deep in the weeds on politics because it's the culture issues. Look, pop culture is our culture today.
Andrew Breitbart said, politics is downstream from culture.
Yes.
I've really learned that over the last year. I made that big mistake for a while where I was no, it's all about getting the policy right, and then everything will be fine. But you're no, it's about. No. You even see gay marriage. It becomes 51% of people approve gay marriage, and then all of a sudden the politicians are all fine with it. As soon as people want something, you get that. And that's why if people want fucking Bernie Sanders, we're in trouble.
Well, the biggest tent pole of the left was multiculturalism. No culture is superior to another, and that's been shot to fucking shreds forever now. How much more evidence do you need?
It's always just a ridiculous idea, but even that they kind of just use because they don't even think that. They think white culture's worse, they don't attack Christians.
I know.
They don't care about.
Oh, Rosie O'Donnell said, Christians are worse than the fucking Muslim terrorists.
They can't attack anyone else except white men. Or
that's
maybe white
what
people.
It's about.
It's so obvious because you'll see with the Joel Osteen thing where it's before anyone even figures it out.
Know.
Every left-wing
person,
they're
all over.
Every left-wing person is yes, I hate him. How dare you, you evil guy? It's no, I know it's really terrible. And then they'll go off on they put this collection plate out, and it's okay. And what are your thoughts on Jeremiah Wright? Or
Nothing.
Farrakhan.
They don't even know what you're talking about.
No. We don't care about that. We don't. They'll criticize comedians for saying shit, but I don't hear them criticizing rappers for contributing to rape culture.
They're cowardice. Okay, their whole philosophy is basically they're cowards, and Bill in Los Angeles, what's going on? Say hi to Dave Smith, libertarian and comedian. And Jew.
Hey, Dave, what's going on?
What's up, man?
Really been enjoying your viewpoint, Dave, man. Very, very nice to hear. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
In the never-ending, constant debate of the thick-ankle dogface versus the "you're fired" TV star that I constantly hear at work, I had a flashback to that mullet-headed Rocky Horror hairdo Jesse Ventura, and he mentioned that there shouldn't be career politicians. There should be statesmen, people that only serve one term and they're gone.
Like John Kerry?
Yeah, it made me, well, I don't know. I try to avoid politics, but it made me think about that. Hillary versus Trump, the career politician versus somebody who, I guess, in theory, could be a statesman. They'd only serve one term and gone.
Yeah. I'm all for it.
Wondered if, oh, okay, cool. I'm just wondering if you thought there was any merit behind it or just a dumb idea that...
I think the idea of term limits is not the worst idea.
Thanks,
like
Billy.
I'd be into that if they just signed that across the board. You know, it's just the problem for me. My problem with what scares me about that idea is I feel like there's like 4 good congressmen. We've got like 4 in the Freedom Caucus or whoever who actually like vote to not keep spending $4 trillion a year in this insanity, and I just don't want to term limit them out and only have
Rand Paul and his dad.
Rand Paul, yeah, his dad's gone.
He's gone now.
I mean, his dad's gone. He's alive, but he's not in Congress anymore. Yeah. But yeah, and then like Ted Cruz and 3 other people, and that's it. So I just don't want to get them out because then we got nothing. But I hate the guys who have been there for 30 years.
Well, the
and
Mitch
like all
McConnells
that.
of the fucking Mitch McConnells of the world, and they're just Jesus. Am I sick of looking at his no chin?
Well, that's where you start to go to like. There's this weird thing like if you're a conservative in America. I was talking about this on my last podcast, but I go like if you're a conservative, and this is why there's such contempt on the conservatives for the Republican Party. Why everyone hates like you are like a conservative guy and you just hate Mitch McConnell and all that. And it's like because you just look at them and you go, what have you conserved? Like, what the fuck have you conserved? You look around at a country that's like...
Look at the debt.
The debt. The culture. Just like the entire thing. The entire government. Like, what have you kept? It's like there's not one thing, not one institution that you can point to that like, oh, you've kept that institution the way we wanted it. There's no more religion. There's no more small government.
They kept those they kept those Cadillac healthcare plans for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they conserve. Let's go to Jimmy in Illinois. Jimmy, what's going on? Say hi to Dave Smith.
What's up, Dick? Hey, Dave, how are you, buddy?
What's going on, brother?
Well, I just wondered, if in all this, if you take the white man out of the equation, what's left of America? I mean, you're not going to have a middle class. And the thing that my grandpa always told me, no matter what happens in your life, you pick your dick out of the dirt and you go to work. Because that's one thing that you will always have in your life, probably always have.
So he worked for CNN. Okay.
No, he was a good old boy. But I mean, if you think about it, if you take the white man out of the equation, I mean, how would America sustain itself?
Dave, your thoughts?
Well,
I'll give it to Dave.
Hang on for 25 years.
Thanks,
we're going to find out.
25.
What do we? What is it? I guess 2055 or something.
Yeah,
we become. So we become like a majority Hispanic country. That is an incredibly profound change in America.
Yeah, I'll be dead. But go ahead.
You will. But it's what will it look like? I'll be dead too, probably. But what will it look like? Who the fuck knows? And it's not just like
I told you what it's going to look like. Newark.
See, I kind of do have this thing, and maybe it's like almost like left wing like thing that still like lurks in me. But I just think if you had freedom in small government, you could have almost like the type of thing. Look, there is something beautiful about capitalism that does something amazing. Like it's amazing that I can go outside and put my hand out. Like I'm a Jew, and a Muslim will come pick me up and drop me off at my door, and like we're cool,
and then
even though we're
plot
both,
your
like,
death in Farsi on a headset as he pulls away.
Sure, but our Muslims are good. Our Muslims are way better than the ones in Europe. Are like we did a much better job of assimilating Muslims here.
Yeah.
Like the Pakistanis.
Yeah,
who are
so
here
let's
are like
keep
kinda
it that
cool.
way. Can we?
But that's the thing. It's like if you have freedom, this is what I was saying. You draw people who want freedom, and then if you have big government, you like draw people who want to get on welfare, and like it's like a different thing. Anyway, to answer your question, like I don't know, how could you talk about America or any European country without white people? And it's not the country
White
that you're thinking of.
White people have raised
now. Like,
the standard of living on this planet tenfold compared to any other race. Sorry to say it.
And white people, by the way, in general, are much like most of us are individualists. Like I don't think you should get your like like pride out of like what someone who you had nothing to do with contributed, whether that's your family or your race. It's
like
but the left insists on you having this white guilt thing.
Yeah,
and which is like kind of hard to not.
I sleep like a fucking baby at night.
You've never now have you? You must have an interesting experience of like because you've been doing this shit since like the last 10 years.
Easy.
Well, since before the last 10 years, I'd say 15. I think you've been doing it. But is it like? because you've been saying whatever you want to say for a while, but it's different now, no? Like, you feel that, right?
Well, the good thing about it is that I've been around long enough, sustained enough, I've kept my act pretty tight, but people know it's coming. I got enough exposure.
They know who
on
you
Comedy
are.
Central, Tough Crowd, my specials, my CDs, where they sort of, trust me, I'm not a draw.
Do you still like
some
seeing
places
the one?
I draw?
But do you notice the few who like didn't know what they were getting
ask
into?
Kenny,
Or you're like,
that's the big
this
joke
chick
about me.
Had no idea.
That's the big joke. I could be playing the Pantages there. That's the most tickets I saw, like 1,000 in Minneapolis. And 3 minutes in, I saw some guy with a smug look on his face.
But it's like
I'm the worst at that. I'll be killing and I'll still find that guy.
But I almost feel like at a theater show, it's like no one's just wandering into a theater show. It's
No,
like,
you're right.
But if you're doing like a club, and it's just like
Of
a
course.
200, it's like 200 people, and it's sold out, and it's like 195 Nick DiPaolo fans, and then one group who was like, "Let's go to the comedy club tonight." Like, and it's just like some chick.
Absolutely.
Who's like, "Oh my god!"
He'll find him.
I say this, Dave, and I always say this now because I have, a table will always get up almost, or they'll just look disinterested, and I'll call them on it, and I go, and this is what I ask them, and I know other comics are doing it now, but I go, did you do your fucking research? Did you go on the Comedy Club website to see who the headliner was, or did you believe the lady in the box office when they called and said you won tickets because it's your birthday? Is the guy funny? Oh yeah, come on down. Like it's comedy's a homogenous thing. Like it's just like music. You got classical, you got jazz, you got
Well, no, you're right. You're right about that. It's like showing up to a jazz club and being annoyed they're playing jazz. You're like, this is what we play, so don't.
I thought Men Without Hats was coming out. We got Pavarotti.
I was saying about the last time I saw Patrice do stand up, he walked 60% of the room. 60% just walked and just shit. It got so weird.
Really?
And so
and who was walking? Young white kids?
Yeah, a mix. It was a mix.
A nice, really.
Patrice just every now, especially toward the end of that last year, like Patrice every now and then would just walk rooms. He would just get fed up with them and just like if he thought the crowd sucked, he was just like, you suck. And then he'd just kill for the 20 people who were still there or whatever.
I had my biggest incident, matter of Sacramento, the Punchline, this was 15, 20 years ago. And I was in a bad mood when I got there. I don't know why. I shouldn't have been out that night. I admit that. But there's a bachelorette party up front, ruining the MC's act, ruining the feature act. And this is on a Friday night, 220, full room. And I'm on the way. I'm going up to the stage, and they're yelling shit at me. Nobody's doing anything in the club about it. And I tell them to shut up. I try to be nice. I tell them to shut up twice. And some girl, one of them goes, "Take your shirt off." And I go, somebody shut this fucking broad up. And you're a fucking, and one of them like flicked beer on my shirt. And I snapped. I went fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I went fucking shithouse. I go, get these filthy C's. I said shit that was shocking me. And people fucking started getting it. I was so bad that there were a table of guys defending the girls. Well, you can't say that. And I'm like, you're defending these fucking, and so people started trying to, they were leaving. They were trying to get their money back. And the second show was already lining up outside and to come in. And they're going, don't go in there. The headline is crazy. and so I'm going nuts. And 220 people. And when they flushed them out, I played to like 40 people. And did one of the best sets of my life.
Then it's fun. And
40 people. I flushed 180 out of there.
And for those 40 people, that's the coolest story ever. Like, that's the best.
I lost my shit. And I had to be. And then there was a second show, so I'm standing in the corner of the second show, and the people are coming in to be seated, and I'm listening to them going, what happened? The first show, we heard the fucking headliner went nuts. And then I had to be escorted to my hotel by cops, because a truck full of guys wanted to fucking kill him. Guys! And it was the bachelorette party that started it. And a table of guys wanted to beat me up. And Bobby Slayton...
And the Sacramento cops had to take you home?
The security guards of the mall, whoever.
Okay.
Cops! Fucking cops. They escorted me back to my to my fucking motel. And Bobby Slayton was there either a month after or a month prior. I can't remember. Same thing. A young black kid was fucking heckling him and shit, and Bobby dropped the N-bomb. And the kid charged the stage, and all hell broke loose. Jesus. And Bobby punched an off-duty cop by accident, and the cop was
just in the melee.
Oh, in the melee, yes. But this was either right after I was there or right before. I can't remember the chronological. But it was the Punchline in Sacramento.
Great club, but everybody. That was
my best walk. I mean, I've walked like half a quarter of a room here and there, but like that. That was an emptying the suckers out, man. And but again, chicks get a few beers in them, and we live in a world today where they can get physical with you.
That's the club's world. The club should have done something before that.
Yeah.
Once they've ruined the
host
set, something should be done.
I want to get. Mike was watching that Antifa jerk off on Tucker Carlson. I want an update, Mike. Go ahead.
Hey, buddy. I called you just before. First of all, great guest tonight.
Oh, yeah. Dave is a sharp dude.
Dave, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Very, very good. And, Dave, I got to agree with you. I'm with Nick on everything this motherfucker says, first of all. But I do agree with you. I hate that we're the policemen of the world. But to go back to this thing with Tucker.
Yeah.
This long-necked goofball was on the screen. And I'm telling you, if I could reach through the fucking screen and grab him by his neck.
Was he smug?
Little long frilly hair, and he's shaking it around.
What was he saying? What was his argument, though?
He's trying to claim that Antifa has a right to be violent and shut down free speech. Basically saying that they don't like, they don't like Ben Shapiro or they don't like Richard Spencer. But nobody likes the KKK and the white supremacists. But they have to be able to talk, just like if somebody's allowing you to talk.
Right.
And that's what Tucker was saying to him. He don't fucking get it because they're blockheads. They're dumb.
No, they really are. They're ignorant. And they couch it all in white supremacy.
Yes.
They say that's why they can validate their violence.
And by the way, the right wing, unlike the left, the right wing takes care of this shit. Like we police our own. So when you just throw out like Ben Shapiro and Richard Spencer, okay, like those guys do not have the same views at all.
No,
like Richard Spencer wants a white ethno state. Ben Shapiro is as multicultural and open to that as you could get, and Ben Shapiro has easily 20 times the platform, probably more. I'm probably maybe 100 times as big a platform because that racist stuff doesn't really get traction on the left.
That's right.
Whereas the commie stuff gets you like huge. Like that stuff is the left. It's the entire
that's their
left.
history. It's their DNA.
Yeah.
You guys got to make sure you see Tucker tonight because he tore this kid up.
No, I can't wait to watch that.
This kid is a professor at college.
So he looked it.
But he's a professor?
The kid.
Yes.
The kid that Tucker was.
So this is the point, though, dude.
Professor.
Yeah, indoctrination.
He's in criminal justice.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait a minute.
There you go.
You're out of your mind. Like you realize you're studying the law, and you are completely ignoring our First Amendment right. And he's like, yeah. But then he tries to say, oh, but I teach the kids properly. I'm like, my kid will never attend your class.
Yeah, that's it. And then, like, while everyone's freaking out about, the people in Charlottesville, you showed me one of those guys who's, like, actually a tenured college professor. I'd be like, oh, okay, let's freak out about that, But on the left, you can find, like, actual Marxist tenured college professors all over the place. Yeah. That's crazy.
Let's go to Lewis in New York. He says libertarianism has no moral compass. Dave, your thoughts? Okay, Lewis, say hi to Dave Smith.
I can't stand this guy. I've had a problem with him for. First of all, you got my name wrong. It's Brian Gilgore from Brain on the Brink, and fuck Dave Smith. I challenge him to come on my podcast. He's been evading me for fucking months now. This skinny piece of shit. Yeah, sure you don't eat carbs. Fuck you, fucking you smug prick.
It's not.
Got anything to say?
Is that Gomez?
Louis Gomez. It's good to hear from you.
Is that Gomez?
No,
it wasn't.
No, I don't know who that is. That's a guy I'm avoiding.
All right, thanks for the call. It says Lewis. He told you Lewis, right? But his name's Brian.
Did he might have done a good Lewis at the beginning. Well, he got a nice plug for his podcast.
Yeah, he did. Let's go to Robert in Georgia on line 2. What's up, Robert?
What's going on, Nick?
Not too much.
First of all, I've been a black veteran that almost gave my life for this country, and a student of history and law. You have to realize that, first of all, white people did take this country away from the Native Americans. And also, there are more white people that get welfare from the government. People.
Well, that's because it's more white people, but go ahead.
But I'm a little more conservative leaning in my later years. But as far as I'm sorry, I lost my train.
All right.
But what really got me was saying that Europeans been messing this world up. I mean, they started in Europe.
You don't like white people.
Colonizing. I mean, look at the Virgin Islands. Those people have got nothing. What the Europeans want for them. Not a thing. But I actually like it. You're funny as shit, man. I really like. I go to sleep with tough crowds all the time. That's all.
All right, thanks, Robert.
That just shows. By the way, that's a comedian's mentality where you could just say like 19 things I disagree with, but if it ends with "I think you're funny," I'm just like, "You're a cool guy." All right, I'm with you. Okay, so can I just say, like,
I couldn't even understand this connection.
Well, first up, to say like Americans took this country away from the Native Americans. I mean, it's not exactly like they took this country. They took land. Like they took trees and buffalo.
Oh,
and
no,
shit.
they
It's
were-
not like America was sitting there and we came and took it away
That's
from.
how it's taught.
You know.
That's how it's taught. And same with slavery. That they take today's societal norms and apply them to 1850
Right, and it's
or
not-
whatever. And it doesn't fucking work
And
like
it's
that.
not to say that that was cool what happened to the Native Americans. It's just like you have to have some
Survival
perspective.
of the fittest, eh?
Here's an interesting little piece of information for left-wing people. You know what other country was gained by conquest? Everyone. Every
Yeah, I've been
single
putting that
one.
out forever,
I
too.
know. You know how the Native Americans we took the land from? You know how they got the land? They took it from other Native Americans. That's the truth. It's just more complicated than all this shit. And you could say Europe's done bad shit. Europe has done a lot of bad shit. You want to
Done a lot
look
of
at every
good shit,
invention?
too.
You want to look at every invention? They also created wealth.
Yeah, exactly. So this whole system created wealth.
I mean, there was no such thing as wealth before. I'm not saying they created some wealth. I'm saying the concept of wealth was
right.
created by Europe
That's right.
and America.
So put that in your black pipe and smoke it. Ah, you people. You love this country. And again, and this is the point I use because, we hear how racist and horrible this country is. Every day, millions of brown and black people trying to sneak in from.
Right.
It's so
Right.
racist and so horrible.
It really does.
Everybody
I
wants
mean,
to
come
be.
on.
That's the bottom argument. That's the litmus test right there. They have nothing to come back with that. Why are people coming over in rafts and risking their lives to come to such a shithole and a racist? Again, the college campuses have to be blown up. We have to,
By the way, and you also, anytime, I don't like this thing on the left where, like, anytime there's, like, an affirmative action program or something like that, it's like, well, it has to be proportionally representative. But then all of a sudden, as soon as you want to use your point, you go, more white people take welfare than black people. Like, okay, how about the proportional representation of that, though? Are black people
You know how to
over
work
or under-
percentages?
Yeah, like, okay, so let's, like...
And then I point out their deficiencies in math, and I'm called the rest. Anyways, Dave, that's Dave Smith, a very funny guy, to a very smart guy, libertarian. His special is Libertas. It's on gasdigitalnetwork.com. And listen to his own podcast, Part of the Problem. Hit him up on Twitter, @Comic Dave Smith. Thanks a lot, Dave.
Thanks for
coming
having
in.
me, man.
I appreciate it. Like I said, I heard a lot about you, and you didn't disappoint. Hey, I'll be at the Newtown Theater in Newtown, Pennsylvania this Saturday night. And then the 29th, my favorite gig of the year is the Ridgefield Playhouse, Ridgefield, Connecticut. October 6th and 7th, Levity Live in West Nyack, New York. And am I forgetting anything?
Tomorrow?
What do we got tomorrow?
We got Gail coming in. She's going to hang with us.
We have
GB.
Gail Bennington is going to be here.
Round out the week.
Yeah, absolutely. I saw her in the hallway months ago and said I was going to put her on, and I'm glad you reminded me.
Best broadcaster named Bennington.
Absolutely. Well, you have a beef with that, Ronnie?
No, I love him.
That's it, right? All right, kids. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. Take care of yourselves.
This is what we play, so don't...
I thought Men Without Hats was coming out. We got Pavarotti.
I was saying, about the last time I saw Patrice do stand-up, he walked 60% of the room. 60%. Just walked and just shit. It got so weird.
Really?
And I was so
And who was
uncomfortable.
walking? Young white kids?
Yeah, a mix. It was a mix.
A nice, really.
Patrice just every now, especially toward the end of that last year, like Patrice every now and then would just walk rooms. Just he would just get fed up with them and just like what, like if he thought the crowd sucked, he was just like, you suck, and then he'd just kill for the 20 people who were still there or whatever.
I had that my biggest incident matter of Sacramento, the Punchline, when this was 15, 20 years ago, and I was in a bad mood when I got there. I don't know why. I shouldn't have been out that night. I admit that. But there's a bachelorette party up front, ruining the MC's act, ruining the feature act. And this is on a Friday night, 220, full room. And I'm on the way. I'm going up to the stage, and they're yelling shit at me. Nobody's doing anything in the club about it. And And I tell them to shut up. I try to be nice. I tell them to shut up twice. And some girl, one of them goes, "Take your shirt off." And I go, somebody shut this fucking broad up. And you're a fucking, and one of them like flicked beer on my shirt. And I snapped. I went fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I went fucking shithouse. I go, get these filthy C's. I said shit that was shocking me. And people fucking started getting it. I was so bad that there were a table of guys defending the girls. Well, you can't say that. And I'm like, you're defending these fucking and so people started trying to. They were leaving. They were trying to get their money back. And the second show was already lining up outside and to come in. And they're going, "Don't go in there. The headline is crazy." and so I'm going nuts. And 220 people. And when they flushed them out, I played to like 40 people. And did one of the best sets of my life.
Then it's fun. And
40 people. I flushed 180 out of there.
And for those 40 people, that's the coolest story ever. Like, that's the best.
I lost my shit. And I had to be. And then there was a second show, so I'm standing in the corner of the second show, and the people are coming in to be seated, and I'm listening to them going, "What happened? The first show, we heard the fucking headliner went nuts." And then I had to be escorted to my hotel by cops because a truck full of guys wanted to fucking kill him. Guys! And it was the bachelorette party that started it. And a table of guys wanted to beat me up. And Bobby Slayton...
And the Sacramento cops had to take you home?
The security guards of the mall, whoever.
Okay.
Cops. Fucking cops. They brought me, escorted me back to my to my fucking motel. And Bobby Slayton was there either a month after or a month prior. I can't remember. Same thing. A young black kid was fucking heckling him and shit, and Bobby dropped the N-bomb. And the kid charged the stage, and all hell broke loose. Jesus. And Bobby punched an off-duty cop by accident, and the cop was got his neck. Spit it out. No deal was made last night on DACA. Massive border security would have to be agreed to in exchange for... Will be subject to vote. That was from Trump at 6:11. This morning, actually. Is he up there? He's already texting at that hour. Sitting on the turlet. I don't know. Let's go to Jason in North Carolina. He has an opinion on the DACA situation. Jason.
Hey, Nick. So... here's the deal. I did 21 years in the Marine Corps, just like your previous caller.
Oh, God bless you.
Here's how this works. All right, so all these people keep saying that we have all these personnel that are DACA people that are in the military, and they're going to get kicked out as soon as we bring back DACA. That's not the way this shit works. If you're serving honorably in the military and you want to continue to serve, regardless if you're a citizen or not, you are allowed to continue to serve. They are given ample opportunity to become citizens. I had 3 of my Marines that served for me that became citizens of the U.S. And it's the same pathway, it's the same route that any other illegal person or any other immigrant that comes here. You take your nationalization test, you pass the test, you become a citizen. The military gives these people ample opportunity to do that. As far as Trump making everybody nervous, I voted for him. And, he makes me really friggin' nervous with the shit that's coming out. The prick needs to get off of Twitter and do his fucking job. That's what he needs to do, just like the rest of them.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, I don't want him off of Twitter, Jason, because the mainstream media is going to twist everything he says. So, but...
You know what, Nick?
Yeah.
Fuck the mainstream media. We all know what's being passed through there, how it's being filtered.
Okay.
But us as Americans, we voted the man into office because we believe that he's going to do what we want him to do.
Yeah.
So if you're paying attention to the mainstream media and you voted for the man, you already know that they're one-sided, they're liberals, they're just going to go on their own agenda.
No, I'm not worried. I'm not worrying about you and I and people who voted for him. It's the other fucking morons that seem to be taking over the country that do watch that shit and take it as Bible. Those are the ones I'm worried about.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree with that. You're absolutely right.
And as far as DACA and the military, less than 900 of these dreamers are in the military. And if you listen to Chuck Schumer and fucking Pelosi, you think it was half the military. They bring it up every time, and it's just a ruse. And go ahead.
So here's the big question about DACA: if they've been here for 8 freaking years, haven't they had ample opportunity to become citizens?
Yeah. Yeah.
So why haven't they become citizens? Obviously, they don't want to envelop into our country. They don't want to be one of our citizens. So why keep them?
Yeah, no, I agree. And
Hey, not much. I mean, like the other Marines you talked to, I had Marines I served with that were not citizens of this country, but they've been serving for anywhere from 8 to 14 years, and they were working on their citizenship, but they were too busy with deployments to actually do the test. But the first thing they did when they got out was do the test. And on the flip side to that, I work in the technology field.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's so many Americans that are too fucking lazy to go out and learn these skills. So you got these people from these other countries, whether it's from, DACA, them just being here or anything, that they learn these skills and they come here, and we need those jobs regardless.
Yeah, but hold on. Let me stop you there, okay? But you're saying Americans are lazy to lose these skills. We've reported a couple times on this show. Was it Disney? Who was some high tech company was outsourcing their jobs to people from India, bringing them in, and the Americans that they were replacing had to train them. So that's not totally true.
Are you talking about like every technology company when you call the help desk and get some fucking dude in India?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm about as good at this radio thing as you are as good at the news thing, but it just is what it is. There are so many people. For every 5 people that are Americans that are willing to put in their time, do their service, get good at everything, you got these people that are willing to exploit every other American that's too busy looking at Kim Kardashian's ass.
Well, no, yeah, but we're mixing different things here. I'm talking about people, Americans, who actually have that has skills, whether it's the tech industry or not. And who are we talking about? Google? I don't know who it was bringing outsourcing, having people come.
Any of them. Google, Facebook, Dell. Even when I was working in the Marine Corps, dealing with these people, you get such a small scope when you're dealing with people.
Well, so there are. You're saying Americans are too. No, I'm talking about Americans who already had jobs that had skills being forced up.
I'm not talking about every American. I'm talking about more so the newer generations.
Oh, I see.
Look towards it. Not too many of them are willing to put in the time and effort it takes. I mean, how many Americans these days that are kids that are about to turn 18? They're willingly going to go out and serve. I mean, I've been in Afghanistan. The Marines you talked to have been in Iraq, probably Afghanistan, other places like that.
Yeah.
I got into a bad accident when I was in Afghanistan. I got retired early because of it.
Wow.
So I work for a civilian company now. I mean, let's just say you've all flown some of the airplanes and stuff like that. But you run into these huge problems where there are a lot of people that just sap the system and they exploit everything. But at the same time, you have all these politicians that just say, hey, this is a hot button issue. Let's talk about it. It's just misdirection at its finest.
Yeah. Well, and both sides of the aisle, the right, the people on the right want the cheap labor. Is that what you're saying?
No. Here's what I'm saying. Money. It's all about the fucking money.
Yes, it is.
We spend taxes on their fucking education because he grew up. We paid for his public school. We're paying for his college right now. Fuck. He wants to stay here. Let him stay here and pay all the fucking taxes he has to pay back that shit. Do you want to cut your losses, or do you want to make money? That's the way I see it.
Yeah, well, they
graduate.
No.
They money if he graduates, and you have a college-educated person who you can take property tax, income tax from. Now, look, I'm not a big fan of the whole taxes to begin with. I like my libertarian Republican stuff.
Right.
If I'm paying for a school, you better pay me back, and that's how he pays us back.
Fuck it. Get to the end of the line like everybody else. You're talking about citizenship and everything. Get to the fucking end of the line. Pay your taxes.
Oh yeah, no.
As far as all that goes, it's. Ugh. And by the way, they take more money out of the system than they put in. You can look that up, no matter what website.
True. But do you want to be? We're in debt, right? But we already gave money into them. But if they stay here for another 20, 30, 40 years, are we losing more? Are we losing more by kicking them out now, or keeping them and having them having them pay us money over that time frame?
Now, who says
like my friend, my roommate doesn't speak a lick of Spanish. He doesn't know anything in Mexico. He and many of the people like him are dedicated to being here till the day they die.
Yeah.
And if they're willing to pay taxes to the day they die, and maybe we lose $10,000 off this shit versus $100,000. And I'm just spitballing numbers here, but
yeah, and a lot of them aren't, and a lot of them aren't as productive as your old roommate, and that's what doesn't get talked about. That's what infuriates me. If you listen to the mainstream media, they're all just here to help us.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, Yeah, it's very simple. And just enforce the laws that are on the book. Militarize the fucking border. You don't have to build another wall.
Ooh,
and send the
we should
people
turn
to the
border into that game show Gladiator. Fucking put that on TV.
Here you go.
Green card Gladiator, green card edition.
All right, Greg. Thanks.
All right,
Take it easy, man. It's so frustrating. Mark in San Diego. I think he's a regular. Mark, what's up?
Hey, Nick, you're right. I have called in before.
What's happening?
I'm a Marine. Hey, not much. I mean, like the other Marines you talked to, I had Marines I served with that were not citizens of this country, but they've been serving for anywhere from 8 to 14 years. And they were working on their citizenship, but they were too busy with deployments to actually do the test. But the first thing they did when they got out was do the test. And on the flip side to that, I work in the technology field.
Yeah.
And on top of that, there's so many Americans that are too fucking late
down there. There's gonna be a lot of shit going on down there too next week.
It's beautiful. I'm glad you brought it up because I had this since September 6th. This is over a week. I've had this story sitting here about how the school's chancellor last month proclaimed a free speech week that will protect the rights of conservative speakers to appear on campus without harassment. That came after, the Milo and the Ann Coulter canceling and all that. And then Shapiro's been rebooked for September 14th, which is tonight, in a facility that seats 1,978 people, with 2,500 people expressing interest in buying tickets. But the school has just announced, and this was last week, mind you, that it's ordering the hall's balcony closed, cutting the maximum audience nearly in half, and the reason being fears of significant injury, that's in quotes, if something is thrown from the balcony or anyone falls over the railing. Now, who would do that? It would
beats me, man.
It would be Antifa and people,
man.
Yeah, exactly. People who wouldn't agree with Ben Shapiro, and so they caved. That's my bottom line. Berkeley. They fucking caved. They made a promise about free speech, and they caved on it. And they're going, well, there could be violence. Yeah, left-wing violence, Antifa violence.
Yeah, it's fucking California too, man. It's like, what the fuck do you expect from out there? It's just, I can't even express how much it fucking pisses me off.
Well, California's not part of this country anymore.
Yeah,
it really isn't.
That's a fucking
Any
truth.
white people out there? What are we looking at?
It's Antifa kid.
Thanks, Justin. What are we looking at?
It's Antifa kid on Fox.
Tucker Carlson. Is that an Antifa guy?
Yeah.
He's got an Antifa activist. Everybody who's listening, please, if you're not in your car, you're at home. Why you be listening home? I don't know. If you get an Escalade and you're hanging out with what's his name?
Get this giraffe.
Yakti.
Put on the TV and you can see. You please put on Tucker Carlson right now. You have to see this Antifa douchebag. I'm glad I used to beat kids up like this. I really am. But I saw this kid at a mall tonight that cut his throat with a friggin' broken.
Good luck. Look at the size of that thing.
Look at the mop on this fucking jackoff. Of course, it's combed to the left. Look at that do.
Oh, look at how smug. You can see it in his facial
Just a
expressions.
smug. I guarantee you Tucker's eating his lunch.
I looked up and...
By the way, let me give you an update on the Berkeley thing. So it's only, 5:45 out there. So Shapiro probably speaking later, obviously, and it's already like the last caller said, it's building up. But yesterday, the Berkeley City Council gave policemen permission to use pepper spray. Oh, wow. That's a big deal, huh? They get to use pepper spray.
Lil.
Oh, Lil. Yeah.
Yakti.
Oh, little Yakti. Yes. No, I got some of his shit. Very good stuff. He's playing at a red light in Detroit one night. I got a fucking poison dart in the ass. What? What does that even mean? I don't know. Ask soft serve. So, how do you guys feel, folks, that voted for Trump? Are you getting nervous, do you think, or is this Trump? He got no support from the Republican Party, bunch of moderate, two-faced cocksuckers who haven't done, I don't know, anything for how long, and he's saying, hey, I have to get something done, so I have to side with these people for a little while. But it's going to destroy the base if he doesn't come up with something big on the back end. That's how I take it. Chris in Rochester, your thoughts?
Did Chris drop?
Chris in Rochester. The minute I mention his name, he drops off the line. Chris, call back. We're waiting with bated breath over here. Casey in Los Angeles. Casey, what's going on? How is Los Angeles?
I think it's actually going to rain here, believe it or not.
Is it really? Good.
Yeah, it might. Real quick, and I like the show. I'm not trying to beat you up. No Marines were ever captured in Iraq.
No shit, stupid. I said something off the top of my head, Casey.
I know. You got a show to run, and you made your point. But further, on the wall.
Yes, sir.
I don't think we need a wall. I agree with you about that.
Yes.
I think actually all we need is a van or several vans. You just fill the van. You drive the people down, empty the van, come back and fill the van again. You just keep doing that. And that's all you have to do. I think you just enforce the existing laws, and that's it.
How do you get them into the van?
You tell them to get in the van. I mean, I guess you have the police do it. You learn to say "get in the van" in Spanish, and then you fill the van. But all I'm saying is, I don't know that this is anything we need to spend billions of dollars on. I think it's pretty simple.
Yeah.
You just enforce the laws. Done.
Enforce the laws, but we can make a little more high tech too. But yeah, no, I agree. The laws are on the book, and wouldn't you agree? I mean, the Paul Ryans of the world, and I don't know, we're outnumbered here as far as the people that want to protect the borders, and it just feels inevitable to me. But it's not going to work because people are cretins. You can't have a country with no borders. And did Trump make you nervous today, Casey, with this whole DACA thing?
To be honest with you, I'm not necessarily a Donald Trump fan by any means.
Right.
And because of the state of the world lately, I haven't been watching the news.
Yeah. Okay.
This show's the closest thing that I get to any.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Anyway, have a nice day. I was a Marine in Iraq. So that's one reason.
I was going to say, Casey, after I snapped that, I go, I bet you
the best.
Can serve your culture.
Yeah. But, right, I mean, how much of the culture was lost? Pat Buchanan said that best, where he said America won the Cold War and lost the culture war.
Yeah.
And, you just go if you turn on media in the 50s or 60s, any movie or TV or anything like that, it's like this, gee, Pa, can I help with the yard work?
Yeah.
And you're like, man, where did Father Knows Best turn into, some rapper shove your pussy in my face, and you're like, this is just a couple
Isn't there a
generations.
happy medium? Can we have Mike Brady? I don't know.
But it's a crazy thing to live through that, and then to see just in the last 10 years how much the culture's changed. That's bananas to me. Where you're like, if you take the position Obama took in 2008, which is that marriage should be between a man and a woman. And transgender,
and then he bangs the Yui on it. Nobody calls him on it.
Right, and he
Marxist
said transgenders shouldn't serve in the military.
He said that
stuff.
too.
Yeah,
yes.
and kept it in place for 6 years. And that's fine. Now you're a Nazi. If you take what the most progressive president in 2008 said now you're a fucking Nazi.
Okay, but who's calling you a Nazi? And does it really, if I say whatever, I guess because I'm a comic, but I guess if you're at work in the workplace and you said something, I guess you get booted. I'm not really feeling it.
You have been relegated to this, okay? You should be on a network somewhere. You decided to be an honest fucking
Dave, I'm clearing
racist.
18.5 here. You know what? I appreciate that, but I think as Bill Parcells said, you are what you score, you are what your record is.
No, but look, it's a thing where
I was leading the charge. I should be a little bigger than this.
Patrice said this once, and he said it about him and you.
He said, "Pass the orange shrimp."
He said, "I will be alive forever," and I was like, "I believe you, Patrice."
Did he say?
He said him and you. He goes. There's just a ceiling to where someone like you or him would ever go. Because no network will ever put me or Paolo just in a position where they're just like, oh, okay, you can because they know, we at any minute we could say something that'll just ruin. And so that's, it does I don't know. It's all around you, man. That PC shit is everywhere. And they do try to pick people and ruin their careers. You see that shit. And you see these guys Ben Shapiro and Milo and people who are to me, not, Ben Shapiro's pretty good, but to me, Milo's a moderate.
Yes.
Milo's a moderate.
Extreme. No, I know. Oh, you mean
Milo's politics are moderate.
Yeah.
He smacks down left-wing shit beautifully.
Yeah.
And then if you ask him what he wants to do, he'll say
right.
these things that drive me crazy. He's like, well, there is some role in government to assist women who are having babies. Shut up!
Yeah, you were doing so well.
Not.
You're doing so well.
But he should be able to speak at a campus. Jesus.
Well, but isn't it ironic, these Antifa fucks with their anti-fascism signs beating up people who fucking I mean, they're the definition of fascists.
Right. It's like
it's fucking hilarious.
It's really important that
Yeah.
they have tools.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's really important also that, the reason the Constitution was established the way it was.
Yeah, I know where you're going. I know. Freedom of speech, protest. Yeah, it was.
No. The reason you were saying that the president shouldn't have authority over the army to wage war. Well, the Constitution.
No, Brian, you missed me. You know, that's not what I said. I'm laughing at somebody as liberal as Obama, who's so anti-military, leading the military. That was my point. I didn't say anything about they shouldn't have the. You see what I'm saying? I just find it funny.
But you see what I might have heard because you have a lot of what you're saying surrounds violence, like this faggot, this beat this up. All I'm saying is that it's really important that the people who are given the authority to do violence, the police, the military, that they're checked by our democratic process. That's it. And that the president, sometimes it's going to be a peaceful angle, and sometimes it's going to be maybe a more hawkish angle. But be real careful that.
A peaceful angle? Where'd the peaceful angle come from? Obama's the one who said he wanted a civilian. He wanted a civilian armed force as big as the military. So he's just as bad. Did you have a problem with that?
Our military is all volunteer anyway. But what I'm saying is that when we go and perpetrate violence overseas, it's important.
Oh yeah. Okay. You know what? You're a fucking left wing loon for me. Get him off the fucking phone, please. Fucking. 19 fucking talking points from when we go and we commit violence overseas. Yeah, and it's all unprovoked, right, stupid? North Korea just shot a missile over fucking Japan tonight. But if we go over there and fuck them up, you'll have a problem with that too. Give me a fucking break. Jesus Christ, California, wake up. Fucking Sacramento. What are you saying? I was making fun of somebody as liberal and as anti-military as Obama running the military. That was my point. Well, this country was born on protests. Yes. But you don't front, it was also born on free speech. You don't shut down when Milo goes to Berkeley or Ann Coulter and bust up the town and light it on fire. Is that too fucking difficult a concept for you to grasp? Sacramento? Back after this. That's the very funny Dave Smith, who is in studio with us. He's got a 1-hour special, Libertas. Available now, gasdigitalnetwork.com. He's also got his own podcast, Part of the Problem, or his 1/3 of the Legion of Skanks with Big J. Okerson and Louis Gomez. For all his dates and info, follow him on Twitter at Comic Dave Smith. Thanks for coming in, Dave.
Thank you so much for having me.
Before tonight, many people when I first got this gig, kept saying, are you going to have a day? They brought your name up all the time. It's used for crowd control on Tuesday. Can you imagine with this soft, but agreed to modify its ban and expand police powers to use it? The council warned officers not to use the pepper spray as a crowd control technique, but to use it instead for individuals who are committing violent acts upon other officers. Oh, not upon the speakers themselves? Did that ever factor into your thing? Just the officers. That's the only time they can use the pepper? Can you imagine all these caveats to use pepper spray? What is... Come on, it's over, folks. It's over. Somebody help me dig my bunker tonight up in the woods. Dozens of people lined up at City Hall to oppose arming Berkeley police with larger canister of pepper spray, saying it was too easy for officers to use and has the potential to be used on peaceful protesters. Oh, my aching stem. My aching stem. Berkeley, I hope it burns to the ground tonight. I hope Ben Shapiro makes his speech, he gets out of there safely, and I hope the place goes up. Do the whole country a favor. And anybody who would be living in Berkeley that voted the way I do? Anybody? You think one person? Maybe. They might have been there before turned it to Doucheville.
If I could, I'd grab this microphone and I'd beat your brains out with it because that's what you deserve. That's what you deserve.
I think Charlie used to hang out at Berkeley.
I've been there.
You been to Berkeley?
I was there at the Greek Theater, which is located on the campus.
You were at the Greek Theater?
Yes, as you can
for
guess.
What?
2010. 3 Fish shows.
Oh, God. I'm firing you tonight. This guy was at Berkeley. He went to 3 Fish shows.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's terrific.
But unfortunately,
the politics. Well, it's like San Francisco, beautiful, but can you imagine it's a big controversy to let the cops use pepper spray on the protest? Ben Shapiro speaking there tonight. Our caller checked in and said, yeah, they're already gathering with their faggy Halloween masks and their bike locks and their... I have to go home and watch Tucker to see him interview this guy with a Shemp Howard haircut. And like Andy said, you could just look how he was so smug. You could just, I don't know. Back to left-wing douchism. 4 fans seated above the green monster at Fenway Park last night dropped a sign that read, "Racism is as American as baseball." Jesus Christ.
There's no crying in baseball!
Only in Fenway there is. During the 4th inning of the Sox game against Oakland, the sign was draped over the top middle section of the green monster. They think they're fucking edgy doing shit like this. It was up for about 1 batter. The individuals involved were escorted out of Fenway Park. One of those ejected who confirmed...
Well, I just wondered, if in all this, if you take the white man out of the equation, what's left of America? I mean, you're not going to have a middle class. And the thing that my grandpa always told me, no matter what happens in your life, you pick your dick out of the dirt and you go to work. Because that's one thing that you will always have in your life, and probably always have.
So he worked for CNN. Okay.
Work. No, he was a good old boy. But I mean, if you think about it, if you take the white man out of the equation, I mean, how would America sustain itself?
Dave, your thoughts?
Well,
I'll give it to Dave.
Hang on for 25 years.
Thanks,
We're going to
Jimmy.
find out.
25.
What do we? I mean, what is it? I guess 2055 or
Yeah,
something.
well,
like
we
that they say
become-
that. So we become like a majority Hispanic country. That is an incredibly profound change in America.
Yeah, I'll be dead. But go ahead.
You will, but it's what will it look like? I'll be dead too, probably. But what will it look like? Who the fuck knows? And it's not just like
I told you what it's going to look like. Newark.
See, I kind of do have this thing, and maybe it's like almost like left wing like thing that still like lurks in me. But I just think if you had freedom in small government, you could have almost like the type of thing. Look, there is something beautiful about capitalism that does something amazing. Like it's amazing that I can go outside and put my hand out like I'm a Jew,
get a cab?
and a Muslim will come pick me up and drop me off at my door, and like we're cool,
And then
even though we're
plot
both
your
like,
death in Farsi on a headset as he pulls away.
Sure, but our Muslims are good. Our Muslims are way better than the ones in Europe. Are like we did a much better job of assimilating Muslims here.
Yeah.
Like the Pakistanis.
Yeah,
who are
so
here
let's
are, like,
keep
kinda
it that
cool.
way. Can we?
But that's the thing. It's like if you have freedom, this is
Yeah.
what I was saying. You draw people who want freedom, and then if you have big government, you like draw people who want to get on welfare, and like it's like a different thing. Anyway, to answer your question, like I don't know, how could you talk about America or any European country without white people? And it's not the country
White
that you're
people
thinking
have
of now.
raised
Like,
the
that's-
standard of living on this planet tenfold compared to any other race. Sorry to say it.
And white people, by the way, in general, are much like we're most of us are individualists. Like I don't think you should get your like like pride out of like what someone who you had nothing to do with contributed, whether that's your family or your race. It's
You don't like
but
groupthink?
the left insists on you having this white guilt thing.
Yeah,
and which is
Hasn't
like
worked
kind of
on
hard
me.
to not.
I sleep like a fucking baby at night.
You've never now have you? You must have an interesting experience of like because you've been doing this shit since like the last 10 years.
Easy.
Well, since before the last 10 years, I'd say 15. I think you've been doing it. But is it like? Because you've been saying whatever you want to say for a while, but it's different now, no? Like, you feel that, right?
Well, the good thing about it is that I've been around long enough, sustained enough, I've kept my act pretty tight, but people know it's coming. I got enough exposure, but what could that be? I mean, this guy's, right? He's Mr. Deal Maker. And I believe him. I mean, he proved so many people wrong during but he's making me very nervous, okay? And if there isn't something big coming, he's in deep shit. And the Republicans will never win another election. 2018, 2020. He's in deep doo-doo if he becomes one of these, talking out both sides of it. But this is what you got to remember. The Republican Party, jerk-off moderates, have been stabbing him in the back. So he had no choice, right? He's getting it on all sides. So he supposedly caved here, but he came out later this afternoon. He said, well, let me read the tweets, first of all, which makes me think he was caving in. Goddamn cigarettes. He says a bunch of tweets. He said, we don't have, in the meeting, he said, we don't have to tie a wall to this. We can put a wall in another bill. This is coming from a guy, Cuellar, that was in the bill. But he tweeted a bunch of immigration. I'm looking for his tweets. I did not like the tone of his tweets. No deal was made last night on DACA. Massive border security would have to be agreed to in exchange for consent. Would be subject to vote. That's from President Trump. Then he also said, does anybody really want to throw out good, educated, and accomplished young people who have jobs, some serving in the military? Really? What, did fucking Pelosi have him in a headlock when he tweeted that out? It's like when a Marine gets captured in Iraq and they have a gun to his head and, I like the food here, they're treating me well. It's the same horseshit. I swear to God. 866-969-1969. They have been in our country for many years through no fault of their own, brought in by parents at young age, plus big border security. And then later today it's going to be extreme border security. He throws in the word extreme. I mean, come on, Trump. Come on. And again, the media painting these 800,000 people like angels and, oh, they're in the military and they're all good people. 2,100 of them, by the way, criminals, already going to be yanked. You know how many of them? Less than 900 are in the military, by the way, DACA people. And by the way, DACA, you don't have to have do you realize you don't have to have been brought here, your parents? Yeah, no, you could have snuck in here. Yes, and you're still covered by DACA. And if you take courses, if you sign up for college courses, you're covered by DACA. Yeah. So, but he's making me nervous. 2018, 2020, he's in deep doo-doo if he becomes one of these, talking out both sides of it. But this is what you got to remember. The Republican Party, jerk-off moderates, have been stabbing him in the back, so he had no choice, right? He's getting it on all sides. So he supposedly caved here, but he came out later this afternoon. He said, well, let me read the tweets, first of all, which makes me think he was caving in. Goddamn cigarettes. He says, a bunch of tweets. He said, in the meeting, he said, we don't have to tie a wall to this. We can put a wall in another bill. This is coming from a guy, Cuellar, that was in the bill. But he tweeted a bunch of immigration. I'm looking for his tweets. I did not like the tone of his tweets. No deal was made last night on DACA. Massive border security would have to be agreed to in exchange for consent. Would be subject to vote. That's from President Trump. Then he also said, does anybody really want to throw out good, educated, and accomplished young people who have jobs, some serving in the military? Really? What, did fucking Pelosi have him in a headlock when he tweeted that out? It's like when a Marine gets captured in Iraq and they have a gun to his head and, I like the food here, they're treating me well. It's the same horseshit. I swear to God. 866-969-1969. They have been in our country for many years through no fault of their own, brought in by parents at young age, plus big border security. And then later today it's going to be extreme border security. He throws in the word extreme. I mean, come on, Trump. Come on. And again, the media painting these 800,000 people like angels and, oh, they're in the military and they're all good people. 2,100 of them, by the way, criminals, already going to be yanked. You know how many of them? Less than 900 are in the military, by the way, DACA people. And by the way, DACA, you don't have to have do you realize you don't have to have been brought here, your parents? Yeah, no, you could have snuck in here. Yes, and you're still covered by DACA. And if you take courses, if you sign up for college courses, you're covered by DACA. Yeah. So, but he's making me nervous. But there's got to be something coming, right? And he goes, yeah, extreme border security. What does that mean? And he also said, what he also said about the wall? Something about... there's already a fence there. We're going to add to it. What's he doing? But nobody can grab. I don't know.
Let's get a bagel with Lux. And you're like, all right, you son
This
of
is
a
why
bitch.
this show. Nobody would say that on another show. This is why this is a good show.
We can finally start getting into the real meat of it. No, but the motherfucker makes like $1 million off his book about how it's evil to make $1 million, and you just start going like, you know what? This sounds a lot like a guy. You looked at the thing where he pays 13% in tax, and then gives like another 2 or 3% of his money to charity. So he gives like a total like 16%, and then he's sitting lecturing everyone.
What's the first thing? Well, that's the typical liberal.
Yeah.
Fucking, that's what they do.
Yeah.
You know, fucking do as I say, not as I do, whatever it is. The first thing he did right after the election was go buy a $600,000 house up in Vermont.
It's unbelievable,
Remember?
dude. Yeah.
And now they're looking at his wife and her finances.
Well, you look at Hillary coming out just to fucking. It's like you even see Hillary Clinton. What a whore she is for this shit. Like she's coming out. She's making herself look pathetic.
I know.
Absolutely pathetic. But she knows this will be a big book driver, and we can collect one more check. It's like, oh, you know what? We were planning on collecting all this Clinton Foundation money that didn't come through, so I got to go pimp myself out for one more round just to make a. Obama goes and speaks and makes $400,000 in front of these bankers. Like I don't know. Anyway, all this shit. But anyway, I just love making fun of all of them, and the left wing kids just losing their mind is. Well, we might be losing the country, but it's funny.
That's your best point so far, though, because to me that transcends all of it. The shutting down of the free speech and the indoctrination that's going on college campuses and has been going on.
Yeah,
and the fucking mainstream media. I've been making fun of it since I was 20, before I even followed politics. Going, how come they're fucking? Can I see a Budweiser commercial with 3 white guys? And I've heard that fucking argument. Well, you're trying to draw as many eyes as you can to the product. No, it's beyond that.
It's almost like we've poisoned the culture now that they want to make sure people are just gonna. Everyone's gonna. It's not even like a. It's hard to even have freedom like when you have a culture this fucking poisoned, because it's like you want to be like, oh, just let people do what they want to do, but now everyone's going to be outraged, and so everyone's got to like cater to that. Like, oh shit, well, we don't want to do anything that might outrage this generation that's been like, look, like I just think it's. Like you said, they control the college campuses, the media, the government, the deep state, like everything. Everything is controlled by this left-wing thing that basically says, I like the libertarian angle of like, look, if someone wants to live an alternative lifestyle, they're free to do that. Let them do their thing. But now it's like the left-wing thing is like you have to praise the alternative lifestyle and demonize like traditional lifestyle, and you have to praise transgenders. Like that's normal, and not being transgender is abnormal. Like, sorry, that's not the way it is. And like,
yeah, the nuclear family is the enemy of fucking Marxists, and that's who they go after. That's why every dad's the jerk off in the commercial and the sitcom.
Well, that's right.
Again, I read this book years ago, Judge Bork, Slouching Towards Gomorrah, and it changed my life, because I was thinking all this shit, and somebody, girls, well, you can't say that. And I'm like, you're defending these fucking, and so people started trying to. They were leaving. They were trying to get their money back. And the second show was already lining up outside and to come in. And they're going, don't go in there. The headline is crazy. and so I'm going nuts. And 220 people. And when they flushed them out, I played to like 40 people. And did one of the best sets of my life.
Then it's fun. And
40 people. I flushed 180 out of there.
And for those 40 people, that's the coolest story ever. Like that's the best.
I lost my shit, and I had to be. And then there was a second show, so I'm standing in the corner of the second show, and the people are coming in to be seated, and I'm listening to them going, what happened? The first show, we heard the fucking headliner went nuts. And then I had to be escorted to my hotel by cops, because a truck full of guys wanted to fucking kill him. Guys! And it was the bachelorette party that started it. And a table of guys wanted to beat me up. And Bobby Slayton...
And the Sacramento cops had to take you home?
The security guards of the mall, whoever.
Okay.
Cops. Fucking cops. They brought me, escorted me back to my to my fucking motel. And Bobby Slayton was there either a month after or a month prior. I can't remember. Same thing. A young black kid was fucking heckling him and shit, and Bobby dropped the N-bomb. And the kid charged the stage, and all hell broke loose. Jesus. And Bobby punched an off-duty cop by accident, and the cop was
just in the melee.
In the melee, yes. But this was either right after I was there or right before. I can't remember the chronological. But it was the punchline in Sacramento.
Great club, but everybody.
That was my best walk. I mean, I've walked like half a quarter of a room here and there, but like that.
That's
that
good-
was
that's
that was
a
an emptying the
legendary one.
suckers out, man. And but again, chicks got a few beers in them, and we live in a world today where they can
It's the
get
club's
physical
fault.
with you.
That's the
And
club's
the club
fault. The
didn't
club
do
should have
anything.
done something before that. If
Yeah.
once they've ruined the
Shoot the bitches.
host said, it should be something should be done.
I want to get. Mike was watching that Antifa jerk off on Tucker Carlson. I want an update, Mike. Go
Hey,
ahead.
buddy.
Go ahead.
I called you just before. First of all, great guest tonight.
Oh yeah, Dave is a sharp dude.
Dave, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Very, very good. And Dave, I got to agree with you. I'm with Nick on everything this motherfucker says, first of all. But I do agree with you. I hate that we're the policemen of the world. But to go back to this thing with Tucker,
Yeah.
this long-necked goofball was on the screen. And I'm telling you, if I could reach through the fucking screen and grab him by his neck.
Was he
with his
smug?
little long frilly hair, and he's shaking it around.
What was he
with a girl.
saying? What was his argument,
He's
though?
completely. He's trying to claim that Antifa has a right to be violent and shut down free speech. Basically saying that they don't like, they don't like.
Yeah, and they were the dopes.
But a lot of them were on the right side
and the
of
right
that,
side too.
yeah.
You're right. But I'm saying now, like you said, it's either this crazy PC. It transcends everything.
Yeah.
I mean, what's going on in Berkeley tonight? What's going to go on and stuff. But Ron Paul was sort of the guy
That's my guy.
That's your guy.
I think he was, and I agree with him. And I guess that's where I disagree with a lot of conservatives. But I think he was right about all the war stuff too.
Well, I was
think
gonna
all
ask
that
you-
stuff was crazy to get into. But I also think the right wing has done
But
a better
what-
job of reflecting on that than the
But
left.
was he a bit of an isolationist as far as foreign policy?
No, but I mean, his thing is like,
what was it? I can't remember honestly.
Well, his whole thing
I
is-
always like what he said about fucking auditing the Fed, and I was on board with all that stuff.
He's like, however much spending you want to cut, take that and double it, and cut that much
Yes.
spending, and audit everything about the government, reveal everything they're doing, no more cronyism. But the foreign policy stuff, Ron
What
Paul's
was
thing
it?
was just that the whole thing is like a military should only be used to defend our country. And if someone attacks our country, fine, we defend ourselves. But you don't go over to make sure they have democracy in some fucking third world, godforsaken part of and then go, oh, we're just gonna park ourselves there, kill hundreds of thousands of people, lose thousands of our own, and have what we have
But
now.
let me play devil's advocate. We parked people there in Korea, right, and other parts, Japan, and does that not have kept the peace to this point?
There's
or no?
still a civil.
I'm
There's
just
still
bringing
a
it
war
up.
in Korea. We're still the exact threat that was going on in Korea is still going on. It's worse than ever.
I know,
The
but
guys-
if we pulled out of there, it would be all fucking North Korean.
Well,
right?
look, I don't know what would have happened. The North Korea thing was kind of a result of us partnering with Stalin to win World War II and the aftermath of that. And but I will say, like
what was it called, the Marshall Plan?
Look, it worked pretty well in German. But to me, it's like with Germany or something like that. You could use as an example. Like we bombed the shit out of them, and then at least the West part came back.
Right.
But it's like the East part tried socialism and it was a nightmare, and the West part tried freedom.
Right.
Peace and freedom is like what works out best for people.
So do you say bring everybody home?
Everyone.
And again,
Everyone.
when Ron Paul was the thing, I loved a lot what he said, and I sort of agreed with it. I would say bring everybody home, but you have to make a statement, a declarative statement to the rest of the world. We'll do business with you. They need us.
Oh, business, I'm all about doing
no,
business.
but I'm saying, you say to the rest of the world, we'll do business with you. But if a hair gets mussed on one American's head anywhere, we're gonna fucking melt you down.
Well, look, I'm fine with that, but it's also like
Tony Soprano type of foreign policy.
I don't even completely agree with that because I kind of think like if some American goes to like, let's just say
And
that we're
steal
not
the
at war.
poster off a wall.
Well,
That
but
kid?
the kind of thing is, what are you going to do, man? I mean, we tried to get him back and he died. That's terrible. They did that to him. But I'm just saying, like, if some American goes to some godforsaken part of the world and gets killed, that's kind of where you look at the other Americans and you go, that's why you don't go there.
Oh, I know.
And, you stay here. It's like, I don't want to go start a whole war because you went to some crazy place and got yourself killed.
So you think we're a bit too? You don't believe in this? We have to be the policeman of. I play the mariachis. Huh? They're good people. So he's a slippery one, but I gotta believe there's something coming on the other end. Maybe it's tied to taxes. I don't know. But I don't want to hear it again. And they were talking about the mean income of the average of the 800,000 DACA people. It's like $14 an hour. In other words, they're pushing out other low wage earners, Americans. And by the way, for people calling, white people aren't going to pick strawberries and watermelon. It's also construction workers and Yeah, you never mention that. It's probably more of that, actually. So, I don't want to fucking hear it, okay? Get them out. Law and order. Somehow that makes you a bigot and a racist and you know. But again, I printed this out hours ago, and then he comes on. We're going to have extreme security. What do you mean? Like a extreme security? What does that mean? Like at an Usher concert? What are you talking? Usher. It's the best I could come up with. I'm not into hip hop. Give me the latest. Go ahead. The latest hip hop guy. Brendan.
Lil Yachty.
Huh?
Lil Yachty.
Yeah, see, I'm not even going to pronounce that. Fuck that guy. Get him out of my country now.
Like the board game? Yahtzee?
Lil Yachty?
Lil, L-I-L.
Oh, Lil.
Lil.
Yeah.
Yachty.
Oh, Little Yachty. Yes. No, I got some of his shit. Very good stuff. He's playing at a red light in Detroit one night. I got a fucking poison dart in the ass. What? What does that even mean? I don't know. Ask soft serve. So, how do you guys feel, folks, that vote for Trump? Are you getting nervous, do you think, or is this Trump? He got no support from the Republican Party, bunch of moderate, two-faced cocksuckers who haven't done, I don't know, anything for how long, and he's saying, hey, I have to get something done, so I have to side with these people for a little while. But it's going to destroy the base if he doesn't come up with something big on the back end. That's how I take it. Chris in Rochester, your thoughts?
Did Chris drop?
Chris in Rochester. The minute I mention his name, he drops off the line. Chris, call back. We're waiting with bated breath over here. Casey in Los Angeles. Casey, what's going on? How is Los Angeles?
I think it's actually going to rain here. Believe it or not.
Is it really? Good.
Yeah, it might. Real quick, and I like the show. I'm not trying to beat you up. No Marine.
Can't believe it. You think he's going to be rolled by fucking Chuck Schumer and leather nipples, Pelosi? I got to believe there's something on the back end. Or is he just like the rest of them, folks? Is he just another politician? I don't think so. Making me nervous. They've been in our country for many years through no fault of their own. And like I said, you if you sneak in here and this is before 2007. I think everybody's protected. You can stay. It's really easy. And as far as the wall goes, I'll say it again. We don't need a wall. We need to militarize. Park, and we have a ton of even old equipment. Park 14,000 tanks for 800 miles. I want a soldier every 3 feet. I want drones. I want all the stuff, all the equipment that you're selling to local municipalities, police departments, all that military shit that you can't use. I want it on the border. I want you to go into homeless shelters, clean those people up, give them a gun. Come on, let's think outside the box, yo. Trying to sign hip. I don't know what he's done. I don't know how to make a fence. I don't know how to make a restaurant. But yeah, you got to admit, though, I mean, if he fucking campaigned on this, the wall, and, right? You're going to wake up to this every morning. It's one of my favorite songs. I played it at me and Melania. We had an anniversary party the other night. I played the mariachis. They're good people. So, he's a slippery one, but I gotta believe there's something coming on the other end. Maybe it's tied to taxes. I don't know. But I don't want to hear it again. And they were talking about the mean income of the average of the 800,000 DACA people. It's like $14 an hour. In other words, they're pushing out other low wage earners, Americans, And by the way, for people calling, oh, white people aren't going to pick strawberries and watermelon. It's also construction workers, and you never mention that. It's probably more of that, actually. So I don't want to fucking hear it. Okay, all right.
But what really got me was saying that Europeans been messing this world up. I mean, they started in Europe.
You don't like white people.
Colonizing. I mean, look at the Virgin Islands. Those people have got nothing. What the Europeans want for them. Not a thing. But I actually like it. You're funny as shit, man. I really like. I go to sleep with tough crowds all the time. That's all.
All right, thanks, Robert.
That just shows. By the way, that's a comedian's mentality where you could just say like 19 things I disagree with, but if it ends with "I think you're funny," I'm just like, "You're a cool guy." All right, I'm with you. Okay, so can I just say,
I couldn't even understand this connection.
Well, first up, to say like Americans took this country away from the Native Americans. I mean, it's not exactly like they took this country. They took land. Like they took trees and buffalo.
Oh
and
no,
shit. It's not like America was sitting there and we came and took it away from.
That's how it's taught.
You know.
That's how it's taught, and same with slavery. They take today's societal norms and apply them to 1850
and it's
or
not,
whatever, and it doesn't fucking work
and
like
it's
that.
It's not to say that was cool what happened to the Native Americans. It's just like you have to have some perspective.
Survival of the fittest,
here's an interesting little piece of information for left-wing people. You know what other country was gained by conquest? Everyone. Every single
putting that
one.
out forever,
I know. You know how the Native Americans we took the land from? You know how they got the land? They took it from other Native Americans. That's the truth. It's just more complicated than all this shit. And you could say Europe's done bad shit. Europe has done a lot of bad shit. You want to look at every invention? You want to look at every invention? They also created wealth.
Yeah, exactly. So this whole system created wealth.
I mean, there was no such thing as wealth before. I'm not saying they created some wealth. I'm saying the concept of wealth was created by Europe and America.
So put that in your black pipe and smoke it. Oh, you people. You love this country. And again, and this is the point I use because, we hear how racist and horrible this country is. Every day, millions of brown and black people trying to sneak in from.
Right.
It's so racist and so horrible.
It really does.
Everybody wants to
come on.
That's the bottom argument. That's the litmus test right there. They have nothing to come back with that. Why are people coming over in rafts and risking their lives to come to such a shithole and a racist? Again, the college campuses have to be blown up. We have to,
By the way, and you also, anytime, I don't like this thing on the left where like anytime there's like an affirmative action program or something like that, it's like, well, it has to be proportionally representative. But then all of a sudden, as soon as you want to use your point, you go, more white people take welfare than black people. Like, okay, how about the proportional representation of that though? Are black people
you know how to
over
work percentages?
Yeah, like, okay, so let's like...
And then I point out their deficiencies in math, and I'm called the rest. Anyways, Dave, that's Dave Smith, a very funny guy, to a very smart guy, libertarian. His special is Libertas. It's on gasdigitalnetwork.com. And listen to his own, the mean income of the, the average of the 800,000 DACA people. It's like $14 an hour. In other words, they're pushing out other low-wage earners, Americans. And by the way, for people calling, oh, white people aren't going to pick strawberries and watermelon. It's also construction workers, and you never mention that. It's probably more of that, actually. So I don't want to fucking hear it, okay? Get them out. Law and order. Somehow that makes you a bigot and a racist and But again, I printed this out hours ago, and then he comes on. We're going to have extreme security. What do you mean? Like extreme security? What does that mean? Like at an Usher concert? What are you talking? Usher. It's the best I could come up with. I'm not into hip hop. Give me the latest. Go ahead. The latest hip hop guy. Brendan.
Lil Yachty.
Huh?
Lil Yachty.
Yeah, see, I'm not even going to pronounce that. Fuck that guy. Get him out of my country now.
Like the board game? Yahtzee?
Low Yachty?
Lil, L-I-L.
Oh, Lil.
Lil.
Yeah.
Yachty.
Oh, Little Yachty. Yes. No, I got some of his shit. Very good stuff. He's playing at a red light in Detroit one night. I got a fucking poison dart in the ass. What? What does that even mean? I don't know. Ask soft serve. So, how do you guys feel, folks, that voted for Trump? Are you getting nervous, do you think, or is this Trump? He got no support from the Republican Party, bunch of moderate, two-faced cocksuckers who haven't done, I don't know, anything for how long, and he's saying, hey, I have to get something done, so I have to side with these people for a little while. But it's going to destroy the base if he doesn't come up with something big on the back end. That's how I take it. Chris in Rochester, your thoughts?
Did Chris drop?
Chris in Rochester. The minute I mention his name, he drops off the line. Chris, call back. We're waiting with bated breath over here. Casey in Los Angeles. Casey, what's going on? How is Los Angeles?
I think it's actually going to rain here, believe it or not.
Is it really? Good.
Yeah, it might. Real quick, and I like the show. I'm not trying to beat you up. No Marines were ever captured in Iraq.
No shit, stupid. I said something off the top of my head, Casey.
I know. You got a show to run, and you made your point. But further, on the wall.
Yes, sir.
I don't think we need a wall. I agree with you about that.
Yes.
I think all we need is a van or several vans. You just fill the van. You drive the people down, empty the van, come back and fill the van again. You just keep doing that. And that's all you have to do.
That'll fucking destroy your country, too. I think it's funny, like, these left-wing guys have no idea. There's no idea, like, it's like, we should disarm America. We should have all these programs like this. You know, and you're like, you know what you need to disarm people is, like, men with guns. Right? Like, you don't even understand that. I read this feminist thing where they were talking about how, like, we need a revolution against men, and they need to, like, reduce men to 100,000 people. You're like, yeah, you need to, yeah, okay, let's see who wins that war. You fucking maniac.
You can't handle the truth.
You dirty, filthy hose. I'm just fine. The emasculation, everything is built. And the feminist movement is at the core of political correctness. It surpassed the civil rights movement. It grabbed onto their coattails and it blew right by them.
Which is such bullshit because there was never a thing. The feminist argument is all kind of, look, obviously there were like gender roles that were fucked up for women in the past, but there were gender roles that were fucked up for men in the past. Right. And to be honest, it's not even clear that one was better than the other. Like, go talk to my grandmother and grandfather. They're a typical couple who got married in the mid 40s. Okay, they're pretty typical. So gender roles would have made it so that my grandmother probably couldn't have earned as much as a man if she had wanted to. She was a housewife, but if she had wanted to, she couldn't have. Maybe she would have been put in a certain corner of society and not in others. My grandfather, gender roles put him in combat fighting in a war, and then they put him in a fucking factory for the rest of his life to like kind of break down just in a tough life. No one would have debated, including my grandmother, that he had a much tougher life than her. But the whole feminist narrative is like it was just worse for that. Now the thing about black people, that's kind of true. Like there were fucked up laws that kept black people. So, but the idea that feminists jumped onto that and then overtook it, you're right. Yeah. And I also think that's why they hate Trump. That's why they hate Trump. It's because the really thing is that he's an unapologetic man. That's what it is.
Well, it's not
the deportations.
No.
They're down. Obama deported more people. It's not any of this other shit.
No. I said it to my wife when he got elected. I go, do you realize he embodies, for the left, he embodies evil.
Yeah.
Blonde-haired, blue-eyed, Christian, fucking alpha male with $1 billion.
But just my point is that he's not the super Christian-y guy. I mean, he's Christian, but it's not like Trump's out there. Trump's a guy who's like, socially speaking, a guy who's married a lot of different supermodels, who's the first pro-gay marriage president. Like, he's not, it's just that he goes up there. I feel like he's a white male who's just like, I got a hot wife, I got a great big company. I'm not like, I know that I probably built it on the back of others.
And that's why some black people liked him.
Yes,
but that's why some black people liked him.
Yeah, because that white guilt, that left-wing thing is a white thing. It's not really. They bring a few brown faces to put up at the front, but it's a white thing. Black people do respond to that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I and I've said this many times on the show that when I do racial shit on stage, whatever, over my 28 years, 9 out of 10, I've never really got any guff from people of color. I've had a couple people walk out, but it's always young white kids who have pissed at the stand or whatever. And I have lesbians in my face on the sidewalk. There you go.
Wait a minute.
There you go.
You're out of your mind. Like, you realize you're studying the law, and you are completely ignoring our First Amendment right. And he's like, yeah. But then he tries to say, oh, but I teach the kids properly. I'm like, my kid will never attend your class.
Yeah, that's it. And then, like, while everyone's freaking out about, the people in Charlottesville, you showed me one of those guys who's, like, actually a tenured college professor. I'd be like, oh, okay, let's freak out about that, But on the left, you can find like actual Marxist tenured college professors all over the place. That's crazy.
Let's go to Lewis in New York. He says libertarianism has no moral compass. Dave, your thoughts? Okay, Lewis, say hi to Dave Smith.
I can't stand this guy. I've had a problem with him for. First of all, you got my name wrong. It's Brian Gilgore from Brain on the Brink, and fuck Dave Smith. I challenge him to come on my podcast. He's been evading me for fucking months now. This skinny piece of shit. Yeah, sure you don't eat carbs. Fuck you, fucking you smug prick.
It's not.
Got anything to say?
Is that Gomez?
Louis Gomez. It's good to hear from you.
Is that Gomez?
No.
It wasn't?
No, I don't know who that is. That's a guy I'm avoiding.
All right, thanks for the call. It says Lewis. He told you Lewis, right? But his name's Brian.
Did he might have done a good Lewis at the beginning.
Sounded
he got a nice plug for his podcast.
Yeah, he did. Let's go to Robert in Georgia on line 2. What's up, Robert?
What's going on, Nick?
Not too much.
First of all, being a black veteran that almost gave my life for this country, and a student of history and law, you have to realize that, first of all, white people did take this country away from the Native Americans. And also, there are more white people that get welfare from the government. People.
Well, that's because it's more white people, but go ahead.
But I'm a little more conservative leaning in my later years. But as far as look, I'm sorry, I lost my train.
All right.
But what really got me was saying that Europeans been messing this world up. I mean, they started in Europe.
You don't like white people.
Colonizing. I mean, look at the Virgin Islands. Those people have got nothing. What the Europeans want for them. Not a thing. But I actually like it. You're funny as shit, man. I really like. I go to sleep with tough crowds all the time.
It's always just a ridiculous idea, but even that they kind of just use because they don't even think that. They think white culture's worse, you know? Like they attack Christians.
I know.
They don't care about.
Oh, Rosie O'Donnell said, Christians are worse than the fucking Muslim terrorists.
They can't attack anyone else except white men. Or maybe
that's
white
what
people.
It's about.
It's so obvious because you'll see with the Joel Osteen thing where it's before anyone even figures it out.
Know.
Every left-wing
they're
person,
all over.
Every left-wing person is like, yes, I hate him. How dare you, you evil guy? It's like, no, I know it's really terrible. And then they'll go off on, they put this collection plate out, and it's like, okay, and what are your thoughts on Jeremiah Wright? Or
Nothing.
Farrakhan.
They don't even know what you're talking about.
No. We don't care about that. We don't. They'll criticize comedians for saying shit, but I don't hear them criticizing rappers for contributing to rape culture.
They're cowardice. Okay, their whole philosophy is basically they're cowards, and Bill in Los Angeles. What's going on? Say hi to Dave Smith, libertarian and comedian. And Jew.
Hey, Dave,
Go
what's
ahead.
going on?
What's up, man?
Really been enjoying your viewpoint, Dave, man. Very, very nice to hear. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
In the never-ending constant debate of the thick-ankle dogface versus the you're fired TV star that I constantly hear at work, I had a flashback to that mullet-headed Rocky Horror hairdo Jesse Ventura, and he mentioned that there shouldn't be career politicians. There should be statesmen, people that only serve one term and they're gone.
Like John Kerry?
It made me, I don't know. I try to avoid politics, but it made me think about that. Hillary versus Trump, the career politician versus somebody who, I guess, in theory, could be a statesman. They'd only serve one term and gone.
Yeah. I'm all for it.
Oh, okay, cool. I'm just wondering if you thought there was any merit behind it or just a dumb idea that...
I think the idea of term limits is not the worst idea.
Thanks,
I'd be into that if they just signed that across the board. It's just the problem for me. My problem with what scares me about that idea is I feel like there's 4 good congressmen, We've got like 4 in the Freedom Caucus or whoever who actually like vote to not keep spending $4 trillion a year in this insanity, and I just don't want to term limit them out and only have
Rand Paul and his dad.
Rand Paul, yeah, his dad's gone.
He's gone now.
I mean, his dad's gone. He's alive, but he's not in Congress anymore. Yeah. But yeah, and then like Ted Cruz and 3 other people, and that's it. So I just don't want to get them out because then we got nothing. But I hate the guys who have been there for 30 years.
Well, the
and
Mitch
like all
McConnells
that.
of the fucking Mitch McConnells of the world, and they're just Jesus. Am I sick of looking at his no chin?
Well, that's where you start to go to like. There's this weird thing like if you're a conservative in America. I was talking about this on my last podcast.